Good evening, one and all. It's a Friday, it's the end of the working week, and today we are taking things a little chill with a return to Magic the Gathering Arena. Oh, yes, indeed. Now, previously we were here trying to put a new deck together, a deck which is, give it a moment, this one right here, a blue-green proliferate deck designed for Standard Brawl. Now, that was going all nice and well up until, well, it didn't. But first things first, Mirrorlade, thank you very much for resubscribing here. Resubscribing at Tier 1 for 6 months in advance. You're up on 15 months now. That's going to carry on all the way through to month 20. So thank you very much for that, Mirrorlade. Much appreciated. Very much so with our prior conversation.
Blue is best because I love saying no.
Right, in terms of deck archetypes, I get it. Grey Meyer, thank you very much for resubscribing at Tier 1 as well, up onto 21 months there now. Great, much appreciated on that. Cheers indeed. Now, my go-to when it comes to deck building is usually something centered around black. I do prefer black as an overall archetype, but I can work in with any of the other colors from there. But this deck was designed as something rather different, because I don't really have much in the way of blue-green decks, and very conveniently, I once again have dailies lined up, which works with that. Blue and green spells, blue and black spells, so blue or blue-green got me covered. So we get extra rewards for trying this out. Now, the deck that I have here is different to the deck that was designed on stream the last time we did MTG, and that is very simply because I tried it out a few times off stream, and it sucked. So I made some changes. I have leaned more into the poison side of things. I wasn't going to. I was trying to make it work without poison. Turns out, blue-green, it wants to work with poison. And so I have ended up with a deck that works along that line. Now, there is one other card I was considering adding to this that I haven't done so far. And there's also the question as to where it would go in here. If I bring this up at the moment, it is the Staff of Completion. While I was now Brixcavat on the home screen, I'll have a look as to what you saw on just a second. So the Staff of Completion, it's a 3-mana artifact just to play down, and then it can be tapped for life rather than for mana. Paying 1 life, I can destroy a permanent I own. Pay 2 life, I can add a mana of any colour. Pay 3 life, I can proliferate. And pay 4 life, I can draw a card outright. And for 5 mana, I can untap the Staff of Completion. Excuse me. So what this means is that, at the very minimum, if I've already got poison onto my opponent, I can proliferate it, costing me 3 life, but getting them that step closer to winning. Well, me winning, that is, then losing. But the problem is that I've got 60 cards in here, and you're only allowed 60 cards, so if I wanted to put that in, I'd need to remove something, and at 3 mana just to get started, and then additional costs, I want to be replacing something expensive, or the average cost of my deck is going to continue to increase. And average costs, as much as I'm playing green, need to stay low, because this is not a very ramp-focused green. So, Season of Gathering is the most expensive in here. It's a 6 mana cost. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control against Vigilance and Trample till end of turn. Or I can destroy all artifacts or enchantments, choose of the type. Or I can draw cards equal to the greatest paramount creature I control. The biggest part of this is the absolute wipe of artifacts or enchantments, whatever necessary there, as well as having the Vigilance Trample opportunity. But that's a lot for 6 mana. That is a lot. Looking down here, this one is important for getting poison counters across, so I don't really want to remove that one. 3 cards proliferate is pretty nice. This is one that works very nicely with proliferate, so getting rid of that would be hard to suggest. This doesn't work into poison, but it is a good alternative for creating some heavy creatures that benefit from proliferation. We'll go further down the line. This one's just too good to remove. Not happening. This one's very good. Very good. Very good. You see, it's hard for me to find something to remove. This one I could. As this enters, look at opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activate abilities as sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. It's not legal in Brawl, but it is legal in Standard Brawl, which is actually kind of weird. So I can put this down, and choose something they have that will be activated, it now just can't be activated. I can completely shut something down with this one. At least until the artifact is removed. So it's a bit of a shake-up. If they don't use activated abilities, it does nothing other than give me a brief look at their hand. But if they do use something activated, then I can just kill it. Or rather, neutralize it, which is worse than killing it. For them. But then everything down below that just gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and I don't really want to replace something cheap with a 3 mana cost artifact that is more of a power amplification rather than a power in itself. So I think out of everything, Season of Gathering might be the way to go, simply because the opportunities that this can present are relatively limited compared to a mere 3 mana, half the cost to get started. That can give me cards, can give me proliferation. With my commander, that is also give me cards, which can give me a little bit of ramp even at a bit of life cost. It just seems far more versatile. So I'm going to try that in there. Alright, let's have a look at this Kavat thing you're on about. Well, that's just a cat. Nope. 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 Ah! Okay. Sorry, still recovering. Goodness gracious. I'm mostly okay now, but my throat has not learned. So yes, I see what you mean by a Kavat thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know what creature that is supposed to be. If we have a look at the store, maybe it's a companion that will give us some info. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't see it. Is in the bundles. I mean, that looks like a variant. It doesn't seem to want to let me know. So, nope, no idea on that one. There's just things. Maybe it's in the mastery. Not in here. It's not in here. Nope, I've got absolutely no idea. No idea what that is. Sorry about that. Can't answer that one. Instead, let's give this deck a try, shall we? Let's see what comes of it. Can't wait for Ave of the Drift. Yeah, fair dude. Yeah, Ladybug. I mean, I could try see if there's a click-through thing to something, but I was just wanting to know like what that creature even was. And yeah, just not much information there. How important, asks LU, is the randomness of card shuffling to the game overall? Feel like the element of bad luck would be annoying when trying to build a strategy. It is. This is something that is both a strength and a weakness of MTG in general. The strength of the randomness is that you can't super ultra min-max your setup because you can't guarantee you'll get certain combos to work. So a combo basis is weaker. But the downside is you can sometimes just get absolutely screwed. If you need not land, and the next 4 cards you draw are land, 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 you're stuck, and vice versa. I'm happy with this starting hand, so I'm going to keep it. Put down a blue, put down this. There we go. Wonderful. Right, that can definitely wait until another time. Put down the green, play this card. What is my opponent going to do? At the beginning of your end step, you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, draw a card. Interesting, so they're going to try and cast less. If each player's draw set, that player may draw an additional card, but everything costs more. But I want to cast this turn, so let us decline that. And instead now, can I cast this one now? Nope, because I need the mana. Oh, I could have got the mana from that. I am daft. Oh well. I can do that, and let's equip that to this now. There we go. Now my opponent, are they going to take the extra draw? They do! Interesting, so everything now costs more for them. But they have taken the extra draw. And are they going to attempt to destroy anything of mine on the field? Let's find out. They choose not to. Excellent. Okay. I am going to resolve this. Decline. There we go. Now, I'm concerned about the amount of mana he is not spending here. Let's pop down this land now. Yeah, they're holding on to something. I don't know what it is they're holding on to, but they're holding. I don't like that. So let's go into combat. Nope. They're thinking, they're doing. Here it is. Enchant creature. Becomes a food and loses all other abilities. Excellent. I've got no way to counter that. Wonderful. No attacks. Okay, very nice of them. How dare. And let's equip that to this, seeing as I've got the spare mana for it. I don't need to use this right now, so I'm just going to hold off on that. Ah, that is unfortunate. They are once again not using anything on their turn, most likely, because they intend to act on my turn, not on their turn, and I can't disable that feature right now. Oh, wonderful! It's a Mirex! My least favourite thing to encounter right now. Pass the attackers. He's choosing not to attack. Yep, that's fine. I am going to sacrifice this and gain the life, because why not? There's no point at sitting there. My turn! Okay, seeing as there's so little I've got available to cast, I am actually going to take this option. Yeah. I'm going to take the extra card draw, thank you very much. Okay then, let's play down this. There is nothing I can reasonably do here, so I'm just going to end my turn. Hey Mythic, Kelton, thanks for a bit. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, draw a card. Sure, why not? Now let's see what they've got for us. What's this? Whenever a land you control enters, stuff, okay. You know what? Why don't we just take that away again? Make it a waste of their time spent casting. Have a look. I don't want the land. Throw that away. Cheers, Rev. Cheers, Ellie. You can go ahead and draw your extra card, but you've spent all your mana now. You're out of options. Okay, he's got 8 mana. Alright, he's attacking with both creatures. That's absolutely fine. Pass the blockers. Let's just reduce one of the bits of incoming damage. Might as well. And whilst we're at it, let's get ourselves a little bit of mana, because that allows me to swipe that away and start powering up the Armoured Scrap Gorger. Let's resolve that, but not take the action, because... Let's see, whenever it becomes tapped, yeah, does what I think. Excellent. So, I'm now going to return this to his hand. Proliferate this. So that now when I swing, it'll become a... let's get rid of the land. It'll become a 3 oil, give it damage, and that damage means it applies poison. And now we start to get somewhere. Do I want to cast any of the rest of this right now? Nope, I'm going to hold on to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold full control and give the impression that I have something more I could do here. I don't, but I want him to feel like I do. Yep, so he's going to spend the time getting that back on field. That's fine, he gets the extra card draw. I was never going to stop that anyway, but it slows him down. That's the attackers, let the swing happen. That's the end, and now it's my turn, that's fine. He's down to 2 mana. You can't do a lot with 2 mana, which is good. My options aren't exactly great here. So, what I'm going to do, pop that in. It's a tap land. I'm hoping he doesn't counter this. I'm really hoping he doesn't counter this. He didn't counter it. Excellent. Alright then. There we go. I get all of that into there. He's now a little bit more poisoned. And I am going to take the swing because he might kill the creature, he might not. It's worth a try. Let's get this out of his graveyard so we can have a benefit from it again. And that is dealing 5 damage to my creature. Oh darn. Oh well. I did what I could. My hit points are to be spent to get him down. So, taking the extra damage here, it's going to be fine. The power scaling from that lot, not as fine. Oh yes, that wasn't cast from his hand, it's cast from the command zone, so it doesn't count as cast from his hand. I see, yes. If I proliferate twice. Ah, if only my other creature was still alive, I could have made this immediately indestructible. Oh well. This is fine. I guess what I'll do here, pop this first, show that the land is going to go down. Let's get this on the field. Now, do they counter it? This is a very good thing for them to counter, so they probably should counter it. When it enters, counter target spell. Yeah, okay. So there's not really anything I can do to stop that. I don't have my own counter spell, so I'm just going to have to accept that. Manifest Dread. Oh, hello. Yes, I will happily turn that into a creature. Okay, now I was going to do this. I wonder if it's still the right call. Yeah, he's got nothing to work with here, so let's shut this down. And proliferate, just get an extra poison counter onto my opponent. They can still start swinging for a lot of damage here. I do not have a lot of defenses. And they've got a lot of mana and a lot of cards. They are in a good position, but I can potentially swing that around quickly. I do not want to block anything here. I'll take the extra damage because I really want to be able to flip this card over. I don't like leaving creatures on field. Black removes them. They just go away. They don't get to keep doing this stuff, but whatever. Alright. Let's see. I might as well get the a land on field. Let's get this turned face up. There we are. And I am going to, let's see, this will cost me 4 mana. I've got 7 to play with. I've got 4, 5, 6, save this for 7. Yeah, let's do that. Because if I pop this down now, he's going to counter it. Oh, okay, he doesn't counter it, Excellent. Cool. Do I want to proliferate twice? Not for the cost of 3 mana, so I'm going to decline that. Instead, I'm going to do this, proliferate once, and also put a card into my hand. It's much more nuanced control. Activated abilities, they're not really using activated abilities, so that doesn't matter to me. This, however, can allow me to remove something from field, so I'll keep this one. The others go to the bottom. Let's submit to proliferation. Only going to proliferate his poison. I get a creature. That's good. I'm going to hold the 1 mana for the unsummon. No attacks. End turn. Now, I am at risk of taking quite a bit of damage here. Oh, God. Because I am down to 7 health. I don't see me being able to recover this quite so easily. Oh my god, he's just summoning more creatures. Yeah, no, I'm probably fucked. I'm probably fucked. Multiple flash creatures. All heavily buffed. Yeah, there's no way of going back from this one. I can block 10 of the damage incoming, but that's still 13. Good game. Nope. Nope. And he blocks my ability to poison him even to the 5. Yep. I didn't really have much of an opportunity there. I did not have much of an opportunity. Now, he only counterspelled me the once. And that was this one right here got counterspelled. He only destroyed the one creature and nullified another one. This is as good as destroying it, let's be real. I just didn't get a good going, I guess. He's got very little over in the graveyard there. More of it's over here. He got a lot of value in terms of card draw out of Academy Loremaster, so that definitely helped him out of it. He got a lot of value out of that, but the problem is that if I used one of my limited bounces to put it back into his hand, all I was doing was delaying the inevitable. That didn't seem like a good use of an early bounce. He had card draw engine in this. Not really a lot I could have done about it either. I was looking for a way to do something about it. He didn't use his Mirex, he didn't use his Fountain Port. He never needed to craft this and then crew it. None of that. I was just not in a good spot there. There you are, Kelton. Something different. Yeah, I was not in a good spot there. I could have potentially got somewhere. Like, when I had this on field, Infectious Bites then would allow me to get a poison counter out for targeting, and then a poison counter out for the actual activation of it. If the creature here hadn't been counterspelled, then there would be the potential of extra poison counters. I had options, just none of them were anywhere near good enough. I just didn't have anything good enough there. Cheers, Rev. There's a funny poison deck around with a single creature. Yeah, if you're looking at standard at least, you can do that very easily. If you're in a brawl or commander situation, there's just not really enough cards to pull that off consistently. But if you wanted to be... Where is it? I think I've scrolled past it. Hold on. Where is it? Pure Poison, that's probably the one. And this does have some creatures in it. It's got 8 creatures, but 8 creatures is not a lot. Sorry, not 8 creatures, 4 creatures. Yeah, it's got one type of creature 4 times over. I do apologise. The rest of it is non-creatures. And those creatures are these Blightbelly Rats because they are quite effective when it comes to the Toxin Circuit. Especially as they can be suicide blockers that still advance the goal. But this deck is otherwise that poison deck approach. We've got opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, and they get poisoned. I draw cards, opponent gets poisoned. Counter a spell, if it was mana 3 or less, proliferate, which means if they're poisoned, they get poisoned. Draw 2 cards. If I've poisoned my opponents 3 times or more, then this only costs 1 blue. Or just blue, I suppose. Not 1 blue, just blue. -4/-4 a creature. Also, proliferate. If this dies, proliferate. If it hits, toxin. Remove a thing. Remove a thing. Or bounce a thing even. Proliferate. Get poison. Draw a card. Look for a card. More poison. It's poison all the way through. You run no creature poison with Tamio's Saga for big value. Is that... I mean, let's just... Tamio, not collected. I don't see it in standard. You might have spelled it wrong? Yeah, you've spelled it wrong. It don't exist. I can't know about things if you tell me the wrong thing. Hold on. Saga. And poison? No Saga poison. Saga Toxie something. Nope. Okay, Proliv. Literally nothing. What the hell are you even on about? Tamio. Taylor Tamio. Taylor Tamio. Okay, now that is in standard, yeah. Mill 2 cards. If 2 cards that share a card type are milled this way, draw a card and repeat the process. Does odds 3 times. Then exile any number of target instant or sorceries, and Tamio planeswalker cards from your graveyard. Copy them. You may cast any number of the copies. Okay. I mean, I see it, but, like, I don't love it. You get a fair chunk of card draw going, sure. And you fill your graveyard to all hell and back, sure. That seems to be about the extent of it. Exile any number of target instant sorceries from your graveyard. I suppose giving you everything functional flashback for the turn, sure. There is definitely value there. I'm just not a huge fan looking at it. It feels like a lot of lead up, and you don't really get a lot of time, I found, with Toxin decks to do your lead up. If you're not piling on the pressure, they're just going to outscale you because you've got no creatures on field. You've got no battlefield control in that regard. But hey, if it works for you. Did you read a deck named Chablam? Yes, you did. Yes, there is indeed a deck named Chablam. There was Hachar, which then evolved into, up here, Chablam. There it is. And the idea of this one is to build a powerful creature up very quickly. A creature that, when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to the opponent. And then I have this thing here. Target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to any other target. Then sacrifice it. So the big creature slaps the opponent. Then the big creature hits the opponent. Then the big creature dies, hitting the opponent. If the opponent has 21 health, which is 1 more than you start with in standard, I could do that with a 7 damage creature and one-shot them. Because that's 7 plus 7 plus 7, 21. That's Chablam. Finally, triple strike? In a sense, yeah. A suicidal triple strike. It's a wicked deck. I don't like it, but it works. Or rather, I don't like playing against it, and therefore I don't like it. Because if it's not fun to play against, it's not likable. Just because it works doesn't mean it's nice. That is one of the uncomfortable issues with the design of a card game like this, is that because it is... Oh, that's mono green. Because it is so competitive, so winner takes all. If you design your decks to be goofy rather than to win, you're going to be goofing off and losing. And when one of the archetypes is win before your opponents can even get started, that can feel a bit rough. What the hell does that even do? Look at top 4 cards in your library. Okay, whatever. Opponent goes first. I've got these. These are not amazing, but I'll do it. Let's keep them. I believe in it. Wow, is that the... With this long into a stream and someone's finally redeemed first? Good God, you like extra... Or, you lot are slacking. Alright, Forest down. No tap land specials. But they didn't use anything turn 1. Now they've got a ramp card out. Okie dokie. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to follow it up with my command tower and then just get the poison started. Not even going to hold the mana on potential stuff because there's nothing to hold for. He's got a 4 mana play here right now. Out comes a Planeswalker already for 3 mana. Oh dear. That's going to be the land grab. That might well be the land grab. Let's have a look. Oh no, they've gone for a creature. Alright. Death Touch, Haste, Ward with Collect 4. Yikes. That's nasty. That is indeed nasty. I do not like that. Okay, what can I do about it? Not a lot. My third turn is not very powerful. Yeah. I don't have the means to bounce that because I don't have the evidence. So I'm in a bit of a pickle here. Yeah. That's going to take out of my graveyard. There it is. Okie dokie. Let's full control. Pass to them. I want control. I want to be able to act as soon as I can. Mill 3 cards. Okay, so they're getting rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bounce this now. Just so they definitely don't have that mana generator. Forcing them to activate it right now. Because I know that I can't use it for something else. So I'm just going to try and force this out of them. Basically, I just want to force their hand. I would love to use that, but I need the ability to act. So, actually, no, I've got lands. I've got turns. No, let's keep this. It's a very powerful card. I'll keep it. Addy, cheers. Yeah, so they've still got their 5 mana, so that's not great. I was going to bounce their Planeswalker, which is why I didn't bounce this on the end of my turn. But hey, they've plotted that. I can work with that. That's fine. Okay, let's get this on field. I do have them poisoned, so getting this down is not the worst. Because I can work on counterspelling on future turns, but having this for double proliferation, that can get a lot of good work done. Shame this is a sorcery. I'm feeling better, Adimalik. I'm at like 90%. Still very phlegmy in the throat, which is not great. Okay, so he's got a lot of mana. Oh, Vorinclex. Okay. Yep. I wanted that on field. It costs me the opportunities, I know. Oh, and now I'm going to already lose this creature. Well, that's yikes. Okay, I'm going to have to get that back then. I was hoping to use it to deal damage and whatnot, but I can't afford that. So yeah, let's get this back, get the proliferation going. And I still have the counter spell to at least get some kind of stoppage in. This is not great. I'm in a really bad spot. Again. I don't know if I should have just not gone for that play earlier and held the counterspell. Okay, that I definitely do not want to deal with, so let's counter it. It's a death touch, which is just problems all around for me, but also just, it's fast, it's dangerous. Let's just get rid of it. That one's also not fun for me to deal with. I'm in a terrible spot, yeah. Okay. Now let's see. I can pop this down into this. You've only got 1 mana, what can you be holding on to? There we go. And as much as this could be used to generate +1 counters, the more dangerous threat right now I think is this. Because of the card draw that it represents. If they have more cards, they could do more things. That's what I want to get rid of. I could deal with Bristly Bill later. Or, no. No, this is the more dangerous one, let's be real. This one's the more dangerous one. Card draw is one thing, but this is just dangerous. I don't know if I'm going to get another removal. Naturally, use that. The lack of other creatures I have available to me right now is not great, but having this on field does give me a strong option in proliferation later. Unless he destroys this. Yep, he has many destroy options. I simply don't. Alright. This is what I say about actually be able to make things happen quick enough. The combos are great and all, except your opponents can just run faster. I'm being completely outpaced here. So now I'm down to 5 hit points, and I have nothing. Nope. That's game. I can't block enough for that to matter. Good game. I'm out. I have nothing for that. Oh, dear. Okay. That Noxious Assault card was sat in my hand for a hot minute. And to be honest, I'm trying to imagine the circumstance in which it could be useful. I'm not seeing one. Whereas not being able to interact with what my opponents are doing is a bigger issue. So, 5 mana, it's out. Let's get something else in that can help me out here. I think, honestly, what could help me out is just having literal ramp. Just get more mana to do more things sooner. As much as this doesn't fit the rest of the deck archetype. And I could go for the 2 mana cost, which is mana of any color, and target land can become a creature. But I think this one is probably just the best to go for, just so it's so cheap, it's so throwaway, it's so good to get started with. But this one's a little bit more resilient. This is where my mind was leaning. Let's just go with the gut feeling here. Go with that. Or wait, no, just had an idea. I have just had an idea. Actually, I can. So what is the wording on that? Is yeah. So in blue, there's not many options. There are very specific options. That's to be expected. Green has far much more. So that's a very basic mana gen. This is just a worse version of the rare. This has more potential long term, but it's not really that we're looking at. Long term, I'm already dead. That's for turning opponents face up. We don't really do that, so that's not important. This can be used as a Death Touch with Reach, so it can be a way to threaten the opponent. And having threats that can remove creatures was also something we were missing. So that's of note. We've got this one over here, which can be offspringed for a second one. So we've got potential for 2 mana's worth of ramp rather than 1. And can also get +1/+1 counters, which we can proliferate. As much as it is technically not as quick as Llanowar Elves, and thus might cost me, the fact that this can scale into more options mid and late game makes it, I think, the better choice. In a proliferate deck, we can turn those counters into more counters very quickly without having to constantly tap out the creature. If we don't need mana, its tap ability is still useful for something else, so if it's not safe for it to block, we can turn it into something else. And the ability to generate multiple bodies rather than just a single is again a positive. So yeah. On that basis, I think that's the smarter play here. Yeah. Okay. A lot of words to say, I'm picking that one. It's not as quick a ramp, but I don't feel like currently that first turn ramp potential, or that 1 mana difference, is really what's costing me games. But having the ramp instead of that expensive card, that 5 mana, maybe your opponents will block card, yeah. Okay, red-black. Excellent. I don't know what that card does, but we're about to find out. Let's see here. Death Touch at the beginning of your end step. If you've descended, each opponent may discard a card or sacrifice a permanent. Deals 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. Okay, that's a little bit mean. Well, let's work with it. 3 mana, 4 mana, 3 mana plus 5 mana. This is a slow start. And they're a faster deck. I'm going to mulligan. Okay. This is a quicker start, and that sounds like good news to me. Yeah, let's take the quicker start. Keep this. Get the island down, and get this out. Tiny Bones! Ah, shoot, I don't like Tiny Bones. Do I shut down Tiny Bones right now? Yes. Let's just make you never a problem. Excellent. I don't have to deal with Tiny Bones anymore. Black-red is not going to have many ways to remove enchantments. They do have some, but not many. So that Tiny Bones is basically just sat there now. To completely disable a very threatening legendary creature is good news for me. Alright, let's get out a Phyrexian. I'm going to go with... Yeah, let's go with this one for now. We'll spend the full mana. I can equip it later. Now, they might just kill it. It's very possible they might just kill it. They might use the opportunity to sacrifice Tiny Bones in an attempt to block it, things like that, but ultimately, it should cause them some problems, and that's a good thing. Causing them problems. So let's see what my opponent does. Black-red should have plenty of ways to cause me problems. I don't know what those problems are going to be yet. We're just going to see. Here it is. Okay, yep, they've got rid of Tiny Bones and taken out my creature in the process. That's effective. I'll take the 3 damage. That is absolutely fine. I'm now going to pop this one down. And I'm going to give it the extra defenses. Makes it slightly harder for them to kill it, but it's only 3 hit points. Also, fun fact, if I'd given the +2 to this somehow, it still would have died to that card because it's -6. But instead I have a creature which can go over the top of them now, and they've already used a removal card, so now their ways to get in the way of me are fewer. And I hope that works in my favour. I do have a counterspell here, so saving mana in future can be a positive for me. Oh, there's exactly 3 damage to kill the creature. Okay, love it. That's fine. That one's all of my mana, so I won't have the counterspell. Well, you know what, that's fine, because I need poison. If I haven't got them poisoned, all of my proliferates are worth 10% of what they could be. At best 10%, and often 0%. As soon as I get a poison on them, every single time I proliferate matters. Every time. I am not going to block that. That is a death touch, and I need the poison on you. And he knew I wasn't going to block that. Oh, don't tell me in those 3 cards you... Yep, another destroy card. God damn it. It is very difficult for me to start acting when this keeps on happening. Okay. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, yeah, let's let them get to the combat damage side. And then we'll shut them down. Okay, that's happening now. Let's just bounce it now then. Goodbye. I don't particularly want that land. I want things I can do with the land. I'm probably going to get more land, but I really, really need answers. And now I can counter that unless they pay 4, so get fucked. You don't get to play that. They've still got options. They've got... Oh yeah, they can sack that, bounce it through. Okay. Cool. Alright then. let's get this on field because they'll want to kill it. And whilst we're at it, let's give it some extra hit points. It's not amazing, but it's on field. Still not managed to get any poison onto them, but this prosthetic injector does turn non-toxic creatures into toxic, so I can still get poison at him. And as soon as I land that one, everything can start to swing forwards. It's that one first poison, and this is a pain to do it. Okay, he's returning creatures. Oh, Tiny Bones is back. Shit. Not a fan of that. When this attacks for first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types from cards in your graveyard, untap target creature. Okay, cool, sure. Can't play this, don't have the mana for it. So that just doesn't exist to me. I am going to swing, hit them, get that poison in. It's a very important starting point. And let's get Cankerbloom on field as a defense. Yeah. And we'll just end there. I'm not going to move the prosthetic injector across. It's just a waste of mana to move it over because I want the Chrome Host Seed Shark to stay alive more than Cankerbloom. Cankerbloom is a sacrificial fungus. What card types does he have over here? Instant, sorcery, and land. So if a creature goes to his graveyard, he'll have that 4. Okay, I could use this opportunity to... Oops, cancel that. To block Tiny Bones. Prevent him casting from my graveyard, because I have got creatures here that I'd very much like him not to have. So, let's blow that up. That's the damage. This does lose me the Cankerbloom, but it's better that than him having his Tiny Bones. It is much better than the Tiny Bones. Oh, I'll take the 3 damage. Let's see. Okay, that's going to be too late to save my life. I might be dead here. Yeah, I'm going to need to block. No attack. I'm in a really bad spot. I've effectively got them 10% of the way to dead, and they've got me pretty much the entire way to dead. Oh, look at that! Another removal card is their top deck. Excellent. Right, well, that's 6 damage. This is the only one that's not Death Touch, so yeah, because I don't want to lose even that. There's an open for a card, putting your hand in shuffle, great. So they may have found a kill card, they may have found whatever they damn well please. There was another combat round. I somehow missed that bit. Okay, there was never anything I could do. There was literally nothing I could do. Yeah, nothing. I don't like green-blue. I'm very bad at playing green-blue. Genuinely terrible at it. I feel like everything I should be able to do doesn't. And so I struggle immensely with it. Immensely. And the thing is, I'm looking at the cards I have, I'm looking at the opportunities, and I'm like, surely I can get half somewhere here. I'm just being countered, but if literally every archetype counters me, then maybe I just suck. We've lost to a white-blue that just sat back, didn't play for a bit, and then just overwhelmed me. And there was not really anything I could do about that. There was the mono-green that just walked into me. There's the red-green just now. Radikar saying, green-blue is their favourite colour combination, but it's a slow play style. It can be very unforgiving when it doesn't want to work. When does it want to work is my question. I'm not looking for something that works 10% of the time. Because if it works 10% of the time, I can get a much more mid-deck in different colours to work half the time. Like 50% win rate in 1v1 is average. 33% win rate in 1v1 is bad and is mostly powered by the opponents getting bad card draw themselves. If I'm lower than 33%, what am I even trying to achieve? Where's my win cons? Let's see. So we've got a couple options here, but none of them are actually useful. This is not a win con starting hand, so mulligan. What have we got here? Okay, this is good. This is good. This can turn into power. That is not an activated creature, so I won't worry about it. Keep this. And seeing as there's nothing to cast on 1 mana, scry 1. I do like that. So I'm going to let that one come through. Issues on playing blue. Have you noticed how many counter spells I'm not casting Mythic? Just putting that out there. Oh, hello. Sleep counters. We can proliferate those. Let's get this on field. Okie dokie. Let's start by just swinging here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is absolutely what I thought. Doesn't want to deal with it. Okie dokie. Next then, return target non-permanent have mana value 3 or less proliferate. Yeah, why not? Let's just start showing what's up here by bouncing that. Or no. Let's not be silly about this. Let's not be silly about this. I was thinking it, but actually it's just being silly. Let's not make a misplay. Let's get the mana on field that we need. And let's get this involved. See what they've got, and then see what we want to shut down. So, okay, none of those are activated, so I will go for the Sleep Cursed Fairy. There we are. Can't activate its ability. Which means they can't untap Sleep Cursed Fairy at the moment. How's deck treating you today? Pretty badly, Huentus, but I am doing my best to fix that. Yep, it's going to swing with that just for 2 damage, basic. Works for me. Go right ahead, have your fun. Very, very good. Okie dokie. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, proliferate. I could bring back this land. And then turn that into another land to immediately benefit from. Yeah, let's do that. I can just immediately get that back to re-sacrifice. Also, your fairy is waiting longer. Ha 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 ha. Activating sack. Let's go for an island this time. There we go. Right, next we'll go in for the swing. Now he wants to do something. Create some fairy creature tokens with flying. When you do, tap target creature opponent controls. Okay. Yeah, I can't really do anything about that. Fair game. Go ahead and tap. Oh, and that's going to deal damage to me as well. Alright, yep. Sure. I'm going to see if there's a good reason to return anything here. Otherwise, I'll probably just go for the deduce. As to attackers, yep, go ahead and do your thing, that's fine. Okay. Anything else for me? Anything? Any of those cards you want to use? My turn, apparently? Okay, then. Let's bounce that. Now, they might counter by doing their own bounce, or they might just counter it itself. Yep, they go for the counter, that's fine. That's not on field anymore, and that has spent some of their mana. They do have a bounce, which is annoying. I don't like that they have a bounce. So let's get them to use that bounce. I can't afford that, so it shouldn't happen, but that does give them the opportunity to bounce it. They're going to try that because they want to do something. They're doing it with him. Okay, that was not the correct call. Thank you very much. Proliferate. Your fairy is going to stay asleep for longer, and I get the card draw. Congratulations on making the wrong move there, opponent. I love this Fog of War. Yeah, I didn't then get to swing for poison myself, but it still kept the fairy slept, which is a very nice thing. I would like, if I could, to get another form of Proliferate next turn. That would be very, very nice. Okay, anything with a 2 in the cast for power and toughness is now weakened. This would be it. I could use that to shut down Talion entirely. Might be an air shout. Yeah, let's shut down Talion. Okay. Step 1, play that. Step 2, Talion. I lose 2 life, he draws a card. That is worth it. But now we shut it down, so that doesn't happen anymore. Second, let's deduce. What do I get? That's not any better than this. Yeah, so I'm going to get this one out now. Okay, and I might as well swing, because if I could swing now and he blocks with Talion, at the very least Talion is gone and can't be a blocker later. Whereas my grounded units can't be blockers anyway. I've lost the ability to proliferate the sleep counters on Sleep Cursed Fairy now, so that is going to come online on his next turn. So I'm in a bad spot, I'll be honest with you. I'm in a very bad spot, once again. I just feel like I've not been getting anywhere. That's going to cost me 3 life, I think. Oh wait, no, create 1, not 3. Yeah. Draw 3, create 1. So I lost 1 life. But that's still another 4 life from attacking, assuming they're going to attack with everything because they're so wide. So I'm going to be down to 5 hit points here. This is not good. I need a win con, and I don't have a win con. No, I don't have a win con here. I can pop this down. I can summon this. I can summon that. Swing with what I've got there, but it doesn't matter. I simply do not have enough. Blocks the Death Touch, of course he does. Why wouldn't he? This is game. This is just game. I'm going to sack that into the Proliferate. For what good it does, I get to do it a little bit. Draw a couple cards, but I'm completely out of mana anyway, because it cost me that just to get here. And that's game. That's game. Oh, what can I do that's better? I just don't feel like I have enough value or power in this deck to even just show force. To some extent, Sorcerous Spyglass helped. Technically, it slowed down Sleep Cursed Fairy, which allowed me to continue proliferating the sleep counters because they stayed around longer to actually kill them. But honestly, I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that is actually enough. I got countered and bounced. Okay, cool, that happens. Not really that impressive. And then what? It just jabbed me in the face 20 times. Whilst I played the land, brought the land back, played the land, bounced something of his, proliferated, drew a card, shut one thing down, proliferated, and got a little bit of poison out. I'm missing something in what I should be doing here. I don't know if I'm just working with something too weak to work, which is very possible, or if I'm not thinking ahead far enough as to how to bring this together. I'm just missing something. Is the deck goal UG fair exchange with no poison counters? No, the goal is poison, because I did originally build it with the attempt to not go poison, and then that just failed. UG just lacks enough to work with outside of poison in standard for a proliferate commander to be a smart idea. If I'm not working with proliferate, the commander's pointless. I would just go an entirely different route. I wanted to go a fire action commander, hence why we're on the proliferate track. I'm just looking at it like, gods. Because this one, running this through, if this were to be played and operated, 5 mana, put it down, its reward 2, it's a 5/5, it already gives me some value there. If I cast a non-creature spell, mana value 3 or greater, draw a card, I've got a few of those, so that's a value as well. 4 mana, less than its cast cost, exile it, return, and activate the saga, the first of which being draw cards equal to the number of cards in hand, as long as I have 7 in hand already to do it. It's got value. Is blue U because black is already B? Correct, yeah. Not a dumb question at all. This is one of the weaker cards in terms of synergy in here, but it fits enough. I can work into it of trying to get the card draw up. And then the second stage of the saga is return all non-fire action creatures to their owner's hands. It's a Phyrexian deck. That's a one-sided board wipe. This is brilliant. If you look at my creature type, I've got 13 creatures, 11 of which are Phyrexians. The ones which are not Phyrexians are... Let me see. That's Phyrexian. That's Phyrexian. So it's Thin the Fangbearer, who is a Death Touch, apply poison. Anything you have that has Death Touch applies poison. And quite a bit of it, no less. And then Tender Wild Guide, which was an attempt at a ramp body +1 counter combo. Are there any big Phyrexian Hydras so you can have big stompy creatures to draw aggro with? The problem with big stompy creatures is 1, getting them out in the first place, and 2, having them live long enough to matter for anything. There's only so much draw aggro that really works. Is Glistening Sphere on MTGA? No idea, I don't memorize the card, sorry. Is it in standard? Because if it's not in standard, it's a little irrelevant to this deck, if that's what you're aiming at. But yeah, if I just went toxic and looked at the creatures, there are some big stompy creatures. Look at this, 7 mana, Toxin 6, can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less. Amazing, right? I need 7 mana, and then it enters field and dies. Because if we're at 7 mana, my opponent in white is going to have exile big creatures. Or just exile target creature until enchantment leaves, which I'm not going to make leave anytime soon. Or in black, they're just going to kill it or exile it outright. Or in red, they're going to obliterate it somehow. Or in blue, they're going to bounce it and now my 7 mana's done nothing. Or in green, they're going to fight it to death. It doesn't seem that great. If we go lower ones, Haste, Toxic 3, 4, 4, 5 mana. Sounds good. Dies. Because it's 5 mana for a Haste non-trample Toxic. If we even filter in the ones I've not collected, because there are some on that level as well. This one, look at that, 7 mana, Phyrexian Dinosaur, can't be countered, Trample, Ward, Haste, Toxin 4, 8/8. This is amazing! This is genuinely amazing. Problem, 7 mana. If I have this in my hand, on the very first draw, I start my turn, I've gone second because that's just my luck, I draw that, I'm looking at it like, cool, this is useless. It can do nothing until 7 mana. Getting even to 7 mana is a pain in itself. And only if I can somehow get there can I then play this, and I have to hope that I still don't die in the process. Because it's non-vigilant, it's a very offensive card, and so I'd still potentially be leaving myself open. Big heavy hitters are great and all, if I have the board to make it work. I haven't even got the board to make these small things work. That's what it feels like I've been running up against this entire time. I don't have the board to deal with the small things. And not for lack of trying. Like, from theory, until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+3, gains flying and toxic. I'm able to apply toxin. Haven't even seen the card yet today. 3 steps ahead. Brilliant counterspell and card draw card. I've seen it once. It worked once. Cool. Okay, it did its job. Unsummon. A very cheap bounce card. Cheap and effective? Sure, why not? Proliferation. Works in with the whole deck. And has the alternative of bringing me land if I am really struggling for land. Venerated Rot Priest, an amazing toxin creature. And so on and so forth. You were thinking Hydras are usually, their base cost is a bit cheaper and they let you power them up if you have spare mana. Okay, sounds like you have a hard-on for Hydras rather than the deck, but let's have a look. What Hydras have we got here? This creature enters with +1/+1 counter on it. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. Okay. So it's a 3 mana 1/1 that then becomes a 2/2, 4/4, 8/8, 16/16, and I can proliferate into that. It's great, except it does absolutely nothing for poison. Nothing. So at most, I'd be putting down a 3 mana blocker that hopes to continue to block into the future, and that's it. This enters with 4 +1/+1 counts on it. It's a 5 mana cast cost, and I can scale that up over time with the 4 mana, put more counters onto it. Again, great for power ramping defender. It's a single body, it gets a bit of something done. But to compare, 3 and 5 mana, at 3 mana I've got a trample toxic 4/4 that auto proliferates when it deals damage to the opponent. This doesn't hit 4/4 until a double landfall after happening, and if it landfalls on the first turn, then I was effectively a 4. It's a 4th turn in the first place. Because 4 total mana. The 3 cast and the 1 land played. So this is going to be 4/4 sooner, while still having the trample, whilst having more behind the trample. This Ichor Spit Basilisk, it's both Death Touch and Toxin, which also works in with Finn here. That's the kind of combo I'm looking at. Are there no equipment or enchantments to add toxin and infect your creatures? Take the pressure off needing toxin as many creatures? Yeah, I got it right here. Prosthetic Injector. Equipped creature gets +2 toughness and has +1 toxin. Problem is, there's not much of that. There isn't much of that. If I filter out again, Toxic, and now go for Artifact, here's your lot in Standard. An equipment, a creature, a ultra late game opportunity, which also requires me to have the perfect land options. It's not happening. Another creature, and a vehicle of all things, but it's a 4 mana vehicle, 4/4, Toxic 2, Crew 3, and again no trample. If I instead look at enchantment, sorceries, instants, this one doesn't even give toxin, it gives a different benefit if the creature has toxin. This one creates just a toxic creature. So it's summoning them, but in a different way. And again, this one just creates toxic creatures. There's not many options to add toxin. At least in Grubleen? What the? Green blue? Unless it's already there. And that is a very serious limiting factor in trying to make it work in this green blue. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to cross those two over, but there we are, you know. The colours are blending today. The rainbow's a spectrum. My god, is it blurry. I'm just looking at the rest of this as it's come around. Prosthetic Injector was doing its job. It's just the thing it was doing its job with kept on getting obliterated. Can only do so much there. Rev, thank you for the 10. Simulate Essence, yeah, it's a counterspell. It's a counterspell. It's a counterspell with a bonus that it targets creature, or battle, but mostly creature, who plays battles. But further to that, if they do manage to spend a whole extra 4 mana fixing the counter, and that's expensive, I still get to incubate too. I still get something out of it that also works with proliferate. Yeah. Yes, Phyrexians use Toxin. Infect and Toxin is almost the same thing, yeah. It's almost the same. Deduce, this drew a card for me and gave me the ability to maybe draw more cards later. It's meant to be a card draw engine. Card draw is Blue's bread and butter to actually get shit done, so I feel like it's gonna be there. It's just one of those things, really. Experimental Augury did its job. I get to pick between cards. I get to proliferate. Long River's Pull, it's not even turned up yet, but it's a strong counterspell. Poison counter and draw card in one. Beautiful. I would replace Deduce with another one of these if I could, but I can't. Serum Snare, bounce and proliferate. Sometimes. Stasis Field, shut down an opponent's special thingamajiggy. Very useful to have. Throbbing Bird, it's not toxic itself, but it does proliferate, which continues existing toxin, and it's a flyer. Bounce and Surveil, sure, why not? This one's a mana ramp, also generates oil counters for itself. It's a graveyard hate. Whilst it's not a toxin in itself, it is a Phyrexian and leans into all of that represents. Toxin. Just straight up, it's Toxin. This one's a proliferate, also artifact or enchantment removal, also a body. Death Touch, Infectious Bite for the poison. We've got Over the Edge, destroy artifact or enchantment, or explore then explore again. And I still haven't seen this today either. I'm looking through this, I'm trying to see what I have picked that's just not good enough. Have I been power crept, is the question. Is poison just too weak of a way to play? I know that the Chrome Hose Seed Shark here doesn't lean into the poison whatsoever, but instead it leans into turning my non-creature spells into creature generators. So the idea with this is that it's flying, it can lean into all the threats around that, deal with flying creatures, because that's also a thing to deal with. If I had this against the fairies just previously, I could have started blocking some of them. And it activates on any non-creature spell, not just ones of a certain cost, so I can get a lot of potential additional bodies to just bruise my hit point down, my opponent's hit points down. It just feels like such a potentially capable card, and it's just been unlucky so far. It's not been able to do that. I think I've had it die quickly once, and another one, I just had creatures, so it didn't activate. Mesmerizing Dose, very strong. Perma-tap an opponent's creature, and also proliferate. This one I've already said is just strong. It's Trample, Toxin, Proliferate. Carnivorous Canopy, remove something, also proliferate. Death Touch Toxin, Flying Toxin, and bonus Proliferate. Proliferate, haven't even seen it yet. I mean, I'm just looking at it, like, ah! Have I looked at Invasion of Ikoria as a creature tutor? Is that in Standard? No, it isn't. Or it's not in my colours. One of those. Yeah, it's not in Standard. Whatever it is you're recommending there. Ah. And it doesn't feel like it's searching for cards is my problem. I haven't had anything actually kick off yet, and I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, if I'm building it wrong, or if I've just been unlucky. This is one of the hard processes to try and figure out with MTG. Is my deck bad, or did I just get unlucky? It's from March Machines. March Machine, Aftermath, and March Machine is in. Oh, wait. Never mind. I had filters on and I forgot. I take it back. The invasions coming up clued me off of that. I do apologise. Alright, you say Invasion of Ikoria. Here we go. When it enters, search your library and or graveyard for a non-human creature with mana value X or less and put it on the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Interesting. Okay. Search and put onto battlefield. Very, very nice. And then, if I remove the battle as well, get this creature. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Oh! That just allows my toxin to get straight through to my opponent, right? I can just go, oh, you blocked me. Yeah, don't care. So I can have my non-toxins focus the battle, because there's no point in them hitting the face of my opponent, unless I try to hit point kill them, to open up this creature here, which is also a reach 8/8. That's not a bad shout. And sure, it's green and then the X mana to bring something out, but like, even the ultra cheap here Venerated Rot Priest, 3 mana to say it's on field now, that's a cost I would pay. 3 mana to just bring out a Venerated Rot Priest on demand is affordable. Question is then, what do I remove? What do I remove? This feels like one of those cards that when it does so little, it feels bad, but when it does something, it can save the entire game. I really don't feel like removing this one. Let's see, what was the thing that I had to excuse the most? Jin-Gitaxias feels nice, but like, I need to get to 7 cards. If I get the 7 and manage to pull this off, it can kind of be a win con. I still like it too much. Don't want to do it. I still really like that one. What card here feels the most waste of my time? If I'm quite honest, I think it's Deduce. It's an instant, it's a draw card, it allows me to draw another card again, but this is effectively a super ultra draw card for 1 mana more. I feel like that's the safe one to remove. And if I'm wrong, well, we'll find out, won't we? Alright, I'm going to be back in just a moment. Chat, don't you go anywhere, and we'll see how this runs out. I'll probably never see that card now I've crafted it. See you in a moment. I clicked the wrong button. Shush. Alright, I am back. I've just had a thought. Just had a thought as to one other thing that I could do here. A thing that I've not covered so far. And that is Innkeeper's Talent. Penguin, cheers. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. In itself, not that amazing, but +1/+1 counters can be proliferated, and my creatures being able to outpace my opponent's creatures has value to it. Then, permanents you control with counters on them have Ward 1, can be beneficial. Slows down my opponent's ability to counter my creatures, or remove them, target them, that's the thing. And then the top level, if you would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. This increases the rate of gaining the +1/+1 counters, but it also means that proliferations and poison applications become twice as effective straight up, doubling the output of all of my poison options, and that would interact with, positively, something like Tekelfell here, which when you proliferate twice. So I wonder if this is also a good inclusion. It feels like it's investing in the future, which is a risk because I've been taking too long to kill stuff in the first place. But it does have the potential to explode the amount of power output I can do. But again, the question is, what do I remove? What do I remove for that? This is Graveyard Hate. I don't really want to remove the Graveyard Hate. This is a source of toxin. We definitely don't want to remove toxins. Without very good reason. This is one of my few artifact and enchantment removals, as well as being a proliferate and a decent body for the cost. I'll be honest, I'm coming back to the Sorcerer's Spyglass. As much as shutting down an opponent's win con is very, 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 very nice, this one artifact in itself can basically deny my opponent the chance to play. Which ain't fun that I say it out loud, but you know why it's there. I just don't know if it is the right one. But the other thing actually is Glistening Dawn. I spoke positively of it earlier, in that it gives me 2 bodies, each with power equal to the number of lands, so the longer the game goes on, the more power this has. But those don't give me win con. This can potentially give me win con. This is floundering in the direction of a win con. Let's swap that out for this. It's cheaper, comes online quicker. By the point I reach 4 mana and would have cast the old card, 4 mana is enough to maximize this one, so let's do that. Combining this together, let's see if this can maybe give me a solution. And I say that still having not ever seen some of the cards in this deck actually play since we've started the stream. Which is again just one of the ways that this goes. And now we wait. And now we wait. Hopefully not too long. This is why I've been saying that I struggle with green and blue. Because this combo together, as much as reactionary, bouncing, and counter spells and whatnot is what blue is supposed to do, and ramping is what green is supposed to do, neither of those actually lead into what I'm trying to do with the deck, which is kind of weird. Ragdos the Muscle, 5 mana cast cards, so we can wait a bit before we have to fear that. Whenever you sack a creature, exile cards equal to its mana value from a player's library. That could be mine. And they can cast those cards, and they can sack another creature just as part of this card's thing. Okay. We'll bear that in mind. 3, 3, 2, 5, 5 with only 2. Nope, mulligan. Well, this isn't a lot better, but that's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's castable, that's mana ramp, let's keep it. Not a whole lot better, but it is better. And my opponent goes first. Struggle with green and blue sounds like colorblindness out of context. I get that. Incidentally, those two colours, if I recall, don't really cross over too much in colour blindness unless you are monochrome. Quite different parts of the spectrum. Alright, what we got there? That is a 2-1 lifelink menace. When it enters, if it was a kicked, it wasn't. Cool. That's fine. Let's pop this down, and you know what? Let's just get the poison started so that everything else I have does more. Let's get the poison started. What determines who goes first? Chance. The person who goes first plays with their normal hand of 7 cards. The person who goes second draws a card and then plays. Or a better way, I suppose, of putting that is, whoever goes first skips their first card draw. But otherwise, yeah, it's just chance. Which can be a pain in the butt. Alright, I don't have any 3 mana things here, so I am going to be wasting mana, unfortunately, but let's get this creature on field. What's the current set? We're up to, what's it called, Foundations? Nope, and there goes my creature straight away. Alright then, splendid. That's fine, that happens. He can gain hit points, I'll still try poisoning him to death. What's this one? When a creature you control enters, it gains +2 in haste. Okay, that's fine. I kind of want to shut some of his stuff up, and this one is an improvement to his other stuff, so that's the one I kind of want to shut up. So let's do this. Bap that. There we go, and let's get the mana ramp. I'm only going to cast it without Offspring. As much as that seems maybe slightly wasteful, a little bit more ramp here can do me a lot of good work. Oh, hi, Rakdos. Oh, great, that means you can sacrifice Enduring Courage. I didn't think about that. Did not think about that. Okay, but he didn't do it that way, so that works for me. Right then. Let's... Oh, how am I going to get through this? Back. Didn't really think this through. Exile this. I don't have card draw, so it's going to be hard to get the value out of this one directly. I really don't like that Rakdos is up there, and there's not really a lot I can do about it, but if it does attack, it does open the door for me to hit him. Let's get this on field. Sack and find. Okay, that was weird. Put down the forest. There we go. I've got 6 mana to play with. Let's go digging, and we can also proliferate. We can unsummon that over there. That might be a smart play. Let's do that. We can hold on to that until it's his turn, just to make it even more costly for him. And so as a result, we can tap this for the mana now. Just because he can remove a creature at the wrong time, he can't remove my land at the wrong time. Not so easily. There we go, let's end the turn on that one. He's going to sacrifice Enduring Courage now, that's fine. I can use this to get it back later. Like, next turn, I could go dig and get that back. What's he got here? Destroy creature, destroy 3... Ooh, I do not like that. That's just a lot of removal. Alright, well there goes that one. But now he's spent the mana. Let's get this out of the way. Because now it's too expensive for him to cast it. So he's reducing his options down here. This is pretty shit, but... Hey ho! Okay, so yeah, let's get... Scry. Death Touch and Toxin, sure, why not? We can work with that. Against that thing over there. Yeah. Let's cast this. I could bring this back instead of the Stasis Field, but I feel like the Stasis Field is going to do me better just to shut him down. I need to shut him down, so I need this. Then turn. We hold the Stasis Field. Rakdos will come out, and I can stasis it. If Rakdos doesn't come out, I don't play the Stasis Field. Okay. Not a fan of that, but okay. You can gain all the hit points you want. I'm not going to kill you 3 hit points, so it's kind of pointless. This means he has gone for a not Rakdos. And I don't have enough mana to cast everything here, or anything of particular use, to be quite honest. So let's pop this one down. It's expensive, get it out of my hand. It's a big, fat blocker. Hopefully I can get some value out of that. I'm hoping to outlast him, and that's not a good idea, but it's all that I've got. Also, that ward doesn't exist because of this. So he can target Jin, let the ward resolve, and just tell the ward, yeah, nah. And there it is. And it's exiled, not even destroyed. Good God. Out comes Rakdos. I'm going to take 6 damage. I lack the means to stop that 4 hitting me next turn, which means I lose. Pretty much. The Veil. For what good it's going to do me. That's not good enough to help me out here. Alright. We get a creature on field. And if he destroys it next turn, I lose anyway, so whatever. And we shut down Rakdos. Does he sacrifice now before it loses its ability? Nope, he just accepts it becoming a 0-2 defender. Alright, that's fine. He destroys creature, that's game. Cool. I'm wide open. I think if any mistake was made there by me, it was using the first Stasis Field on not Rakdos, forgetting just how much of a threat it was. I used it on... what was it? Yeah, I used it on Enduring Courage. Which, as much as that made it where it couldn't come back to the battlefield and couldn't give out the +2 and haste to everything, which is a damn good thing... Yeah. Rakdos allowed him to bring out destroy cards. I don't know what the solution was there, to be quite honest. Still no wins with this deck. God damn. It genuinely feels like I just lack the power in the cards. We'll see what comes next. We'll see what comes next in 2026, apparently, because the queues are what they are. There we are. I mean, it's 32 seconds, how much am I complaining, but still. Wick the World Mind. Okay, that's an interesting commander I have seen before. This one loves to create a Super Snail, and that Super Snail will murder your face. Okay. Let's see what comes about from that. Opening hand, we've got 2 mana, counter, investment, Proliferate. It's not really great because I've got no poison to get started with. So no, not again. This is lower mana options, but we do grow into things which can get stuff done. So I will keep it. Yeah. Cheers, Bite. Oh, we got a Mirrex. First time we've seen that all stream, at least on my side of the board. But this turn we'll pop down the Yamava coast. And let's get Thrumming Bird on scene. And it's dead. Okay, cool. But that card can't be played again now, so that's fine. That's an improvement. This has an activated feature. I could deny them ever having that activated feature. Let's put down the Mirrex. Let's cast this. And, yep. Wick the World Mind. Is that the best one? Yeah, let's go with it. Wick the World Mind. Done. Can no longer activate its activated ability. We'll see how much of an improvement to my life that becomes, but it's there. Got a tap land, that's fine. Looking at his hand, he didn't have a kill card, so let's get my Flying Toxin on field. It's going to cost me, let's pay the cost. There we go. There's Wick, there's the snail. Okay, I've not drawn land. We have got this. He's got no reach, so I'm just going to go straight over the top of him. Slap him in the face there. Bam, there's our first toxin. Get this on field. Boop. Bam, I can proliferate. Second toxin. Maybe that was greedy, maybe not, but we are starting to make things happen. Most dies Manifest Dread, fair enough. His snail grows. Another rat enters. His snail grows. I hate that this doesn't turn off triggered abilities. I will happily take the 2 damage. Yep, it's just 2 damage. I'll take it. That is fine by me. Still not drawing mana. Okay. Not really what I was hoping for here, but, you know, it's not the end of the world just yet. Question is, because I'm only on 4 mana, I can't summon one of these and have that available to me. That's annoying. That is annoying. I can go for this, and that will stop Wick, or I can counter his next thing, which is going to be this. Yeah. I'm going to hold the counterspell. That feels more broadly useful to me. Let's get the poison on him. And end the turn there. I can only counter a bit. I can't do a lot of good counter work here, which is not great. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Okay, that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. I will sacrifice you. Not worth countering that one. Creatures you control get +2 until end of turn. Yep, let's counter that one. That would overwhelm me. So he's now going to hit me for far less damage, and in the process leave himself open for me to do what I need to do. Whatever it is I need to do. Let's get this on field. I am, however, not going to proliferate this time, and I'm not going to attack, because goddamn do I need the defenses. I'm going to hold this ready to counter that other creature he's got. I can see it there. Big expensive creature. There it is. Let's counter it. That stops him from powering up all of his rats. He's still going to strike with near enough everything, which is absolutely terrifying. I can take this one out. And I can tank this one. I still take 2, 6, 7, 8 damage here. Taking 6 instead of 8 wouldn't really matter, so I might as well keep my creature alive. Yikes. Oh, and that guy even stronger. Yeah. I'm out of options. I am just out of options. I can't block enough, I can't damage enough. I lose. I think, yeah. Yeah, I lose. Good game. Proliferate. No, it's a waste. Get that down as well. I am physically incapable of tanking enough here, so no attacks. Just play it out. Maybe he's too scared to actually play for the win, but he's going to play for the win. Yes, watch me discard my empty hand. Kill that. Block that. Block that. And I still take 3 damage. That's game. Nope. Nothing I could do. Okay. Goddamn. I am about ready to just give up on this entire deck idea. Because it has potential in it, and I have won a game or two with this whole deck idea. It's just I've only won a game or two. If you only win a game or two, that's basically didn't your opponent just lose rather than I won. It's the equivalent of playing tennis against someone who's been blinded by the sun. I didn't really win, they just didn't have the opportunity to not lose. I'm getting the distinct impression that is what this deck is. And that's just simply not good enough and not fun enough. Giza Hellraiser, mono black. Mono black loves destroying the hell out of all my creatures. And that becomes an absolute horror. Crikey. There you are, you got a new one on the secret menu. 3 mana. Stuff I can cast with it. Let's do it. Let's see what I can pull out of the hat here. I'm going to go Finn first creature, Branch Blighter second, because Finn works with Infectious Bite, so I can Death Touch kill a creature if necessary. Whereas Branch Blighter's just meh. Go blue first. Doesn't mean anything. Let's see what we got here. A tapped Skeleton Warrior, not concerned. This does not work against that commander, so I'm just not even going to think about it. There we go. It's enough tank that it can resist. Oh, and it's dead. Yep, of course. And it's dead. How silly of me. Phyrexian! Go! Do something! It's not going to be much. It's probably going to be dead. And it's dead. Okay. Alright, let's put out a spyglass, have a look at their hand. Activated abilities. No activated. There's one. Target opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. That's barely an activated ability. Of all the things, let's go with that. So if his Aquazot dies, it can't come back. And I'm going to search for land, because I need it. Let's get the blue. There we are. Hello, Blood Hustler. I mean, he's only on 2 mana himself, so technically I'm not in a terrible spot. I'm just in a terrible spot. I still don't have any poison on him, which I don't like. I could use Mirrors to generate that. Yeah. Let's hold. Let's hold here. I'll generate Mirrors and run with that. Oh, pass. My bad. Pass the blockers. Okay. Leave him concerned. Okay. Let's generate this now. Hello, Tiny Bones. Yes, you are a threat, and as a threat, I intend to remove you. Target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to target creature I don't control. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Goodbye, Tiny Bones. And I suppose I could shut this down. Yeah, why not? Let's just lock it down. It taps, I proliferate, I swing, and I hit. And now we've got them up to 3 poison. Yes, there are formats that allow for more than 1v1, it's just they're not on MTG Arena. At least not yet. You know, that would have been a better creature to lock down. Oh well. Okay. Let's get this out. Let's get this out, not offspringed. And then let's get this one out. There we go. No attacks, please. I have potentially 7 mana for next turn. Never mind! I have less than 7. It's just dead. It's immediately dead. And he has another! Okay, yeah, sure. Just take everything. You have only 4 mana. You were having mana issues, but take everything. That's fine. I love that. Okay, right then. Fuck. Is my entire answer to that. Next, I'm not going to summon my commander. It'll just die. It'll be a waste of mana. I don't have anything to proliferate with, so I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to hold this, counter that creature, get the hell out of here. I know my Spyglass countered your other side, but it doesn't matter anyway. I've clearly got no cards, so might as well do that. There we go. I can get the double effect out of this, so I might as well. Auto pay. Get some cards. Thank you, no attacks. Okay. A little bit more in terms of options. This is good. Don't like you. Whenever you commit a crime, creates a bunch of zombie crap. Yeah, I don't like that. Ward pay 2 life. You know what? Ward pay 2 life I am absolutely down with. So let's shut that down so that doesn't happen. Yeah, let's grab my mesmerizing nose. Poison you further. Grab this. Shut that down. Pay the life. Absolutely. Oh, pay 2 and 2 life. I didn't notice that. Oops. Let's bring this in. Okay, and let's hold this. If I cast it on their turn, I can slow them down. So, no attacks. End turn. His commander just can't work, so that's good. Committing a crime is targeting an opponent like that. Target an opponent, something they control, or something in their graveyard. What are they actually getting me to do? Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control the greatest mana among the stuff. Sure. You want to take this away from me? Honestly, yeah, I'm going to let them do that. I'm not going to bounce it out. So, yeah, you can take it. It goes to the command zone, it's more expensive, blah blah blah, but it's fine. Okay, that activated ability happens. Sure, pass to attackers. Attack of everything? Yep. They get the card drawn, lose 1 life, that is fine. Let's return target creature to hand. This one. Okay, now I am pretty fucked here. But can my opponent be more fucked? Yes, I win. I win. Bonk, bonk. They open themselves up, I summon this. And this is why you don't get greedy on the attack when there's 2 poison on field. I win. We did it! Ah, we did it! Okay. It only required my opponent to struggle for mana for a couple of turns. That was how we won. That was how we won. For a couple of turns, they were stuck on 2 mana as I was still just playing down land and land and land. They missed a couple land drops, so they lost momentum. I got to keep momentum. I got to do what I wanted to do. Also, this card was wasted again. I'm getting rid of this card. A win happened. A win happened. Yay. Ah. The deck was not for naught. Let's see what's in these packs real quick. We got some packs. What's inside of them? Anything worthwhile to my cause here? See, that's cute. I don't know if that's something I'd want to use in this deck. Oh, I can't. It's black. That's what I'm on about. Yeah. Behavior key, play draws card, print draws cards for life. No, I don't really care about killing their life. Nope, not for 5 mana. Will I cast that? Nope. Nope. Equipped creature has 1 tap fishing pole, put a bait counter on fishing pole. Whenever a equipped creature becomes untapped, remove a bait counter from this equipment. If you do, create a 1/1 blue fish creature token. No. 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 Reclamation Sage is one of the all-time green commander creatures. As a creature in the deck. I get you mean, yeah. But a blank creature entering and destroying an artifact or enchantment is not enough in itself, no. Grow from the ashes. Search your library. If it was kicked, search for 2 replaced lands. This is just ramp. I don't need pure ramp. That's not the kind of deck I've built. Target creature's owner puts it on the choice at the top or bottom of the library, so they're 1, but that's 4 mana cost. Yeah, most of these are just going to be waste of space, to be honest. Reach, Death Touch, 1/4. Put a +1/+1 counter from target creature control. It's a sorcery. It's a 4 mana. Yeah. Nope. I'm satisfied to ignore literally every single card I gained here. Oh, poop. Right. So, in here, this came out. And the best that it could have done for me in that engagement there is if I'd chosen the other creature, I could have saved myself 1 life. That's just not worth it. And you know, the moment I take this out my deck, I'm going to be against a commander that has activated abilities. I want to remove this, but it's also supposed to theoretically be good. I hate that. Leaving it in. I'm leaving it in. I know that if I remove it, I'm going to come across something that it would have been perfect to counter, and I'm just going to feel so utterly terrible about it. So I'm leaving it in. Can I please have a good use for it? What are you? I don't recognize that. Abuelo Ancestral Echo. White-blue. White-blue is just sadness, but sure. Activated ability. Exile of a type creature or artifact you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. So he's a bounce and return. Got it. 3, 4, 1, 3. It's a little expensive. Not really a ramp there. But these are also slow lands as well. Frick. But I do have stuff to get started with. Let's keep it. I'm going to try believing in it. Okay, so, first land down, does nothing until it does something later. It's just supposed to be a green, blue, and 1 card. Next turn. Is there anything I can do for 2 mana? There actually functionally isn't, so I'm just going to slap this down, bap, and move on with my life. I'm not casting Thirsting Roots, I'm saving it for the Proliferate. I'm not that mana starved. Right then, 3 mana I can cast something. This is probably straight into a counterspell, but let's do it anyway. It's not been counterspelled! Victory is still possible. When it enters... Bounce. You little shit. Alright. That's fine. We'll just put down a slow land and bring it back. Hello! Alright, they've gone slow land of their own, so Veiling, that is fine. Are they bringing out the commander? Nope, they're bringing out something else which has ward. When it enters, creature can't be blocked. Alright, yeah. And if it damages, may exile it. If you return it... Oh no! Oh no, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. That absolutely cannot be allowed to happen anymore. Nope. Alright. We're shutting that down now. He'll just be able to bounce my everything forever. That is completely inexcusable. This does leave me with a turn where I can't do anything more, and at that point that is concerning, so let's guarantee a land, because I'm going to need it to keep up with this guy. I need to stay ahead of the curve, or at least on curve. Oh, okay. But yeah, if I didn't shut that down, he would continuously be able to attack and bounce whatever I put out. I would have just been done. He might still remove that, because white-blue has loads of ways of removing that, and then he can keep doing it anyway. And if that happens, I'm screwed. I need removal for that thing, and I don't have it, so I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope I can actually get something done against my opponent. Here's hoping. When this enters, exile another type creature you own, return it to the battlefield. Oh, you... I can't do anything to him! I can't! It just came back! It just came back! What can I do? I mean, I can bounce it out of his hand. When this enters, target creature can't... Whenever that creature does combat damage, its turn. Okay. So as long as it doesn't come back, that shouldn't happen again. If it just sits there, we should be okay. Maybe I was a bit more concerned about it than I should have been. I don't know. But all the same, let's try again to get this on field. Don't counter it now. Okay. That is now on field. I'm gonna pray that I can get away with not having to use this. Oh, now what? Exile it, then return it to the battlefield under your control. Right, you know what? Bounce that. At least I can force him to spend more later and deny him his card draw. So he's still going to have to spend the mana this turn to bounce me again. I don't have the mana to do anything else. Where are my cheap creatures? I have cheap creatures to outscale this. That is not a cheap creature! Right. Fuck, basically. Search for a non-human creature, yeah, so I can't go searching for the spyglass to shut that down. Let's do this to pay 1 and find the Rot Priest. Search my library. You. Okay, technically I only have one mana creature. Fair enough, so I don't actually have that much in the way of cheap creatures, sure. That is Ward 2, so I can't afford to cast through it. But I can still put this on field. Now when he targets me with a spell, so only a spell, goddamn. But if he targets me with a spell, I have something. If he targets with just a feature, I don't think it does anything, which I can't. I just can't. I think he can just exile and return that same bastard mage with his commander right now, and then I just sit here like a lemon. I think there is just nothing I can do. I'm sat here praying for an option, and I just don't see it. Yep, there it is. That goes away. It comes back. He bounces something of mine for free. Yeah. You are useless right now. Well, no, it could block his commander. So he'll bounce it. He would bounce it. There is no reason for me to have any of this. He just bounces out of it. I've not gotten any poison onto him. The most I could do is I could target that with this to get a poison onto him. And that's just the most depressing option I could have. So I'm going to Chrome Host. Which lands. And then I'm going to Ichor Spit. He's going to bounce that. He can do it without tapping. Of course he can. He can do it without tapping. He's got unlimited bounce. But why am I even playing? Just tell me not to play. Just disconnect my internet like happened the other stream. That'll be fine. I don't have anything that deals with this. Everything I have is an enchantment or bounce of my own. It's costing him 3 mana every bounce, and I don't have the cheap shit penguin. They've got the mana. All they need to do is just remove my everything, and they just get to laugh at me. All of their stuff is a perfect fit to just get right through. No blocks. I'll take the damage because there's nothing I can do. Go on, bounce your creature. Nope, doesn't bounce the creature. Okay, sure. Give me a slither of hope. Sure. I don't have anything to remove their stuff. I'm going to have to waste the proliferate on this, but that's fine. Shut this down, please. He activates the bounce on it. Yep, there it is. Functionally wasting that, but that's fine with me. I now get to swing through and apply some poison. We have poison! We have poison. It's not much, but I have it. Do I even put this down? Yeah, put it down. Force him to interact with it. I forgot that I had an enter, tap, stun. Oh, God. It doesn't even do anything for me. I lose. There was nothing I could do in that one. There was nothing. Everything he had just said, nah, sorry, fuck off, go back. Where was my removal of him? I had one shutdown card and he just immediately left it. I had a bounce, which only temporarily delayed what was going on. What the heck? Best I could hope for was, hey, let's destroy this thing, except it's going to cost me 5 mana and leave me open to nothing else. There was nothing I could do with that one. What the hell? I hate white-blue so much. I really, genuinely hate playing against white-blue, because either you defeat them before they get to do anything, or they go, oh, sorry, I've reached 4 mana. You stop playing the game now. And you're like, oh, I cast this. No, you don't. I put this down. It goes back. I have my turn. Next turn. Alright, well, I do this now. In response, okay. I play Exile. Let's see. 2 mana available to me. Counter, shut down, this thing. Do they have an active thing? Technically, yes. So I guess that could counter whatever they're planning to do with that. Yeah, sure. You know what? So I can say this has done something to counter what someone is doing, I'm playing that. Oh, they've double mulliganed. Fair enough. They've gone first. Dude, it's turn 1. How much have you got to think about? It's turn 1. How much have you got to think about? Activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the mana cost to less than 1 mana. You are the most important thing I might have ever put in my deck. Let's see what activated ability we are turning off. Alright, this is out. Yep. Let me have a look at your hand. Oh, wow. Okay, it's an Agatha's Soul Cauldron deck. Got it. Alright, for now, let's just shut down Jorah forever. There we are. No attacks. Not safe to. No tapping Jorah for you. Not allowed. Where is my artifact destruction card, please? Yep, you can swing through, that's fine. You have your fun. Hello, Sleep Ghost Fairy. Yep, oh god, that... Oh god. Okay, that's ramping up in effectiveness very, very quickly. This is fine. Let's pop you down. Let's swing with you, and let's bring in you. Yes, that Sleep Cursed Fairy is going to be a problem. Especially as when it dies, everything he owns can have that feature. Because of the Soul Cauldron. You're ever going to give me artifact removal, now will be the time. What is that? Your go. Bro, it's literally just become my go. Get muted. You waited that long on your first turn, and then your go me immediately? Eat shit. Get poisoned. Yeah, go on, counter it. Nope, didn't counter it. Alright, your loss. Not gonna swing. Might have been good to just name Cauldron. That's the thing, Cauldron... I suppose I can remove the exile target card. You're very right, Moose. I could have countered that. Yeah, you're right, actually. That would have just stopped him from ever activating its effect at all. Well, neither of those can activate because it's still got the same name. And that's the thing, is that the commander is always going to be available. May put an artifact with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, no, I'm shutting down that artifact bullshit. Oh. Wait. Oh, you mother... I'm impressed. I am impressed. Mm-hmm. It would be a shame if someone were to... Infectious Bite. Poison. Ward. Auto pay. Bam. Still bam. Thank you, ma'am. No attacks because not safe to attack. Now go ahead. You can put your sleep curse for... There it is. Okay. That was clever from him. That was clever, but I did have enough of a counter. This actually did just win the game. Sorceress Spyglass, you've earned your place. As much as countering the Cauldron would have been probably more correct, shutting down Joyra entirely absolutely nailed that. Also, don't be the your turn kind of person. Like, you could literally just not click that. You use that if someone's holding priority, you know for a fact that they shouldn't be, just to try and get their attention. Like, hi, yeah, it's you. But otherwise, that button doesn't need to be clicked. Don't be that person. You're expecting to hear me cackle. Look, it was well earned, okay? It was well earned. There's very tactical take down of that setup. I had the hard counter to them. It's the first time today I've had a hard counter. Excuse me. Ugh. First time I've had a hard counter today. It's about time. Alright, what have we got next? We have got Hilda of the Icy Crown. You're going to his rage quit is not a combo you're expecting? Oh look, people are going to be toxic are going to be toxic. The two work together. Whatever you tap an untapped creature opponent controls, you may pay 1. When you do, choose one of these. Okay, so they're going to be tapping my stuff a lot. Got it. This is a bit of a pants start. Yeah. This doesn't lead into any kind of win con. Mulligan. This does. This really does. Yes. Okay, it's annoying, but it's workable. Let's keep this. I'm going to go Surveil first so I can have a look at what's coming and try and fix my early game. Nope. Not good enough, doesn't get me a win con. They've gone for ramp, that's fine, gives me time. Normal land, please. Not normal land. Okay, I kind of want to play that. Nope, 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 nope. Get the prosthetic injector down first. Or the Innkeeper's Talent. I don't need the land straight away, so do this first into that. There we go. We'll get this down when I can give it some more functionality. I want to hold first. Caretaker's Talent. Okay. Token generation. Leading to card draw. That's fine. I do not need to fear that just yet. Mirrex. They've only got 1 mana available to them, so I should be safe to cast here. Should be the operative word. So we'll go Venerated Rot Priest and Innkeeper's Talent. Get everything acting. There we go. Next turn I can give Rot Priest some ward. What's up with the person's name? They had accidentally copy and pasted their Wi-Fi password rather than their usual username, and they just ran with it. Or maybe they're a pro gamer, pro gamer who wants to hide their strats? I don't know. Cat on keyboard? Maybe. Okay, well, whenever you cast your second spell, choose target creature opponent controls. If it's tapped, put a stun counter, otherwise tap it. Oh, and you've tapped this as well. Alright, well, thanks for tapping. Anyway, everything's back. Let's activate this. Let's get ourselves some blue, because I'm going to need a lot of that, apparently. And now, at the moment, he's got 4 total defense, and that's got... that on there would be 5, plus this be 6. That's actually worthwhile. Yeah, so let's equip you onto this. Thank you very much. Let's rank this up. Thank you very much. And I could also pop this down, but let's see what happens when I swing first. Just make that a little bit tankier. Hello, coming through. What would you like to lose? Nothing. All right, enjoy your 2 poison. Been a pleasure. I'm going to keep my counterspell. Go on, Cassie Commander. Cassie Commander. Go on. Go on. It's only 2 open blue mana. Nope, gonna swing with this? Okay, yeah, fair enough. I can take some damage. Oh, got a little bit of card draw trickery. I like it. Nice little combo wombo. Or wombo combo, as most people refer it to, Ken, but there we go. And we're gonna duplicate it. That'd be a waste of time doing it right now. You've already had your card draw. Nope, they're going for the exploration. That makes much more sense. What a lovely 2/2 creature you've got there. It'd be a shame if it were literally useless to you right now. Okay, I can drop this down. It will enter tapped. Let's see what my options are in general here. I could also bring out my commander. Or I could try and hold as much as possible to still be able to counterspell. Let's pop this down, at the very least. And I'm going to play just the one of this to hold enough mana to counterspell with. Let's give it a buff. And let's see if I can take out their bird. You gonna let me do it? Nope, more poison! Oh man, the generosity of this player. They've let me get them to 4 poison. Don't they realise that's like nearly half their health gone? We started with 25 health, so that is the equivalent of losing 10 health. 10 health that you can never ever get back. Create some stuff. When you do tap some stuff... Yep. I was reading the card. You're allowed to read, but alright, give up. We did it! Yay! White Blue didn't like that someone else could interact with them. Ta-da! Ward strikes again? I didn't even think of that. I was just interacting. Alrighty then, let's go for our next one. Yeah, good to have that person just give up. I'm down with that. I can confidently say that Innkeeper's Talent was a big deal there because being able to buff up the Rot Priest to not be such a flimsy Chancer, honestly, was brilliant. Let's see, 2 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 3 mana. Yep, so that's some very castable stuff. We've got some good land to work with. This is a very good opening hand. Poison generator, lockdown, development. I like it. What do we got as opponents here? 3 mana, first strike. Whenever a party control attacks, choose one that's been chosen this turn. Treasure, non-blockable, and get more cards. Yeah, we can deal with that. We can deal with that. How much power has it got? Oh, it's a 3/3. We'll have to deal with it carefully then. Opponent goes first is not what I want to read here, but, well, you know, it's fine. There we go. They've gone for a mulligan. I'm going to keep this hand. And they're keeping their new one. That's fine. Let's do this. My opening is going to be Lush Oasis because there's nothing 1 mana to play here. And I will want to have my 2 and 3 mana turns. Let's see what they start with. Oh, I'll be so glad when this is cleared up. Imagine just how much worse this would be if I also smoked as well, or something like that. Interesting, I've got that land, but it's still pointless to do anything this turn, so slap land. Comes in tapped, does a slap. Slap tap. What are you holding priority for? There we go. Okay. Treasure map. This person loves their treasure. Absolutely fine. You can have your treasure. Keep it. I'm going to have this. Now this might die. A 3 damage red card is not unheard of. Where is my voice going? But it's fine. Nope, they've gone for that. Excellent. Let's shut that the hell down. Good night. And let's go over the top of it with this. Bonk. This is going to apply poison, and then apply poison. Already got them to 3 poison. Oh yes. You can't attack, can't use any activated abilities. Or any abilities, actually, it just takes away all of them. This is going to have them in more than a rough spot. Would it be another early quitter? I hope people don't just give up when things start looking a bit bad. I play it out, because you never know. And your opponent doesn't get to have fun if you just up and leave the moment things look a bit bad. Wow, okay. Whenever this deals combat damage, put a charge counter on that. I'd like it to just not deal combat damage, so sure. Let's get this on field. Yeah, let's get this one on field. And I'm not going to swing, because I don't want to give you the freedom to use that. So no, it would be a pointless swing. I would be helping him by attacking right there. So I'm not going to do that. Favorite thing about poison, you just need to land 1 poison, play control and peripherate them to death over a bunch of turns. Yeah, were it so easy. It works quite well in black-blue. In green-blue, certainly in Commander green-blue, it is not that easy. Well, he found a way to get his commander out. That's cool. Oh, has he got another damage card to finish them off with? Oh, you bastard. Alright, fair enough. And another? Oh, come on. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. He did spend his entire turn on functionally just a whole board wipe. So, fair enough. Let's go with this. Slow land, because I've not got something better to do with it right now. Get this on field. Yeah, the green removal I have isn't all that great because it's often based on the power of your creatures, and toxic creatures lack options. I do not like that! Ah! Okay. Let's spend a lot of life to draw a card. I need a card right now that is better than what I currently have. That wasn't it. Okay. Let's keep digging and hope I don't die before this all comes to fruition. That's also still not doing what I need it to do. Oh, bugger. I'll take it, but I'm not happy with it. No attacks. Yeah, this is bad. So, my Chrome Host Seed Shark is probably dead, if not just me entirely. This is now also going to be active. Target creature can't block this turn, so I could just be unable to use my Chrome Host. This could really hurt. Oh, yep, there it is, yep. Bam, bam, bam. Might be able to race them? I really won't. They've got 22 hit points, a first strike blocker, and only 4 poisons. I'm going to need a lot more than that. This is far too late. I have no card draw other than the Staff of Completion. The Staff of Completion is the only thing that can save me here, potentially. I could summon this for all of my mana to get that to 6 poison. That doesn't win the game. I could summon it and then proliferate. It's cheaper on my face. Gets them to 5 poison and draws a card, but then I'd only have 2 mana left to work with. If I get a 3 mana removal card, I'm out. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go for this. Draw a card, hope for the best. That's game. That is game. There is absolutely no way I can survive this. I quit. There's absolutely nothing I can do. That creature alone would one-shot me. I had to have removal for it, and there is none here. Nothing to shut it down, nothing to remove it, nothing. I lose. Simple as that. Wouldn't he have time to block it because I only have 1 flying blocker, and it would just remove that straight away. And then still one-shot me. And that's not even their commander, that was just a card they drew. Fuck. This is why I like playing in black. Black removes threats. You put something down and black goes, no, go away, stop trying. Blue has to either counter it and have the right counter at that moment, or bounce and goes, please don't do that again. Which, unless you're building a deck entirely around that concept, you can't really afford all the time. So yeah, nope, that was just an L. They had something strong, and I did not have a way to tell it to leave. I don't know if I'd call that a red deck wins one, to be honest, Mythic. Like, that person didn't exactly win on turn 4. They had 6 mana on field there. I had the opportunities. I was spending life for card draw, it's just I did not get what I needed. This is a bit of an odd one to take, but I'm happy to go for it. Because I can get into the card draw, I have Mirrex for emergency green. I can get there. Let's do this. Have I ever played a blue-white deck? I have, yes. It is obnoxious just how much it shuts down the opponent. I can seriously, if I get the blue-white going, I just tell them, hi, thanks for attending today. You're not allowed anymore. What do you mean I'm not allowed? No. That's what? No. First poison applied. Now my proliferates actually have meaning. I think on the next, if I don't get green land, I'm going to get out a green creature. Because I need that Mirrex to be as useful as possible. This person's going for Omega Ram. This spell can't be countered. Terrifying. I'm on one hell of a clock here. Yep. I need to hit them before they can hit me. Please don't counter that. Thank you. As soon as they get to 7 mana, I am in a world of hurt. Oh, look at that. They've just reached 7 mana. Well, frick. Frick, frack, schnick, schnack, bandersnatch. I don't know. I'm going to fly over the top of them and hope for the best. Bonk. I mean, they're poisoned. But yeah, I can't counter that creature. What? So they just summon it. If they do any other creature, I counter it, but I can't counter that creature. Spell can't be countered. Don't even give me the option. I just can't. What's the point of having counter when that exists? Fuck. Alright, I can put down a Death Touch. That can just get slightly in the way. It doesn't do a lot, but it gets in the way. And it's gone. Cool, good game. Fuck that. You win. Cool. Have your overpowered card. I genuinely am not going to sit around on that one. That's just a you win. What do I do against that? It's like turn 2, I'm now at 3 land. Turn 3, 4th land, 5th land. Plays this, 6 lands. I don't think I'm even counting that correctly. It just seemed like he had all of the land already. Yeah, turn 1, 1 land goes down. Turn 2, this, he's on 2 land, and then this plays in 3 land. Now he's on 4 land. On turn 3, plays this. 4 land becomes 5 land. And then 6 land, plays this, 7 land. So yeah, he got this out, what, turn 5? At the latest. And that's that. That is that. Turn 5, ward 4, can't be countered. GG, have fun. Alright, I'm out. It was about right for green-blue. Is that what I'm doing wrong? I'm not playing fuck you, I win by just a different definition. Here's me trying to make proliferate work like an absolute chump. Thinking, oh yeah, let's go proliferate. That's about right. No, it turns out the correct answer was to just play a god. Screw any normal gameplay. Screw trying to work in anything else. Just deny the game mechanics. Yeah, nah, that's not fun. That ain't fun. I hope they have fun in their unranked matches, but quite honestly, that's just... You mean more play expensive card really early? Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's green. It's not really linked necessarily to blue there, it's just green. Ramp up. They just ramp, win. Which, granted, yeah, requires a whole bunch of ramp, yeah, but still. Moose saying, I think for proliferate, you either want to be slower and dedicate most of your deck to proliferate and control, or you want to proliferate +1/+1 counters and be more aggro. If I over-dedicate to control, I'm just going to sit there and wait for the opportunity to try and get something done. Poison can't wait that long, because I need to get the first poison on to then start proliferating. No poison, no proliferate. I'm satisfied with this, I'll keep it. The +1/+1 counter approach, I would need to, at this point, completely rebuild the deck. Just completely. I should have put this one down. Bollocks. Didn't even realise I drew that. I was too busy talking. Oh well. It is what it is. Turn 4 is just going to suck a bit more. Or I could do that. No. After all this time, I get counted on turn 2. Okay. And counter spell. Alright. Search your land for a car land and put it on the battlefield. Okay. Sure. My turn. Gain a life. Play the Canker Bloom. There we go. End turn. I hope to ascent over... Oh, he's got a flyer now. I was gonna fly over him. Yeah, just going through, go through. Just land. Alright. I'm gonna still go for it because if I can kill the Haughty Djinn that way, I can kill the Haughty Djinn that way. If he chooses not to block, I get the Toxin and the rest of my deck comes online. Do you want to trade your Haughty Djinn or let me get the Toxin? He lets me get the Toxin. Excellent. Use this as an opportunity to bring about... Do I go for Death Touch or Venerated Rock Priest? I feel like he's going to target my stuff. So let's go Rock Priest. Alright, there we go. And end turn. Well, what do you know? He targeted me. Alright. Yep, can't be blocked, that's fine. Let's just let that happen. Bap, bap, bap. Draw a card, that's fine, let it happen. Let's destroy that enchantment. And get the Rock Priest back. Hello! Okay, Mesmerizing Dose. I can shut down the Haughty Djinn. Let's get some more mana in case I need to spend the extra. Thank you very much. Not going to... Oh, why did I do that? No, nothing was untapped. Whatever. Okay, I missed one Toxin. Yep. Can't block that, so no blocks. Take the damage. Not going to lose the Rock Priest over that. What's this one? Create something. Yep, now I can't attack through. God damn it. Actually, I can attack through because I can buff it. Alright. Ooh, this is a combo waiting to happen. Okay, please land, please land, please land, please land. Don't counter me. You can't counter me. You're not allowed to counter me. It's illegal to counter me. Fuck! How are you even affording that? Oh, this bastard. That's a 2-mana... Okay, autopay. Well, I can't get it to full power just yet. But I can still buff and swing. Let's see. Yeah, let's swing for the face. Get the poison in, force him to accept it. Sweet. Cool. Yep, he draws a card. Ba, 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 ba. So long as I can survive this? Ah, that counter has honestly screwed me up because it means I can't max that out. Okay, not getting that value again. That's also frustrating. That counter from him, forcing me to spend the 2 mana, has saved his game. If he didn't do that... Oh, and his... If he didn't do that, this turn I could have played this and won. But now I can't. I lose. Yep, that counterspell killed me. Well done. GG. Fuck. Yeah, that's game. This is as close as I can get to success. God! Another secret menu one. Alright. There you are. Damn. Countered. Removal. Counter. Counter 3 times. It's just a bit of normal interaction, let's be real. But that was so well placed. Just putting that 2 mana into that. If I had the 2 mana still, I could have maxed that out. And then on this turn here, when that went down, he'd have hit 10 poison instead of 6. Oof. Of the maximum variety. And even missing the hit with the Rot Priest 1 turn earlier, he still would have been on max 9, not 8. Oof. Just oof. Alright. I think we have time for like a couple more runs of this deck. The question is, do we keep running with this one, or does anyone want me to just play a different deck for the last bits? Because I'm fine with still trying to refine the heck out of this deck and see what it's capable of, but yeah. Blue-white time? No. Blue-white is such a horrible playstyle. It's genuinely horrible. Your entire game plan is just stop the opponent from even trying to play in the first place. That every time they begin to get somewhere, it just doesn't happen. The only thing worse than that is to go in with a full-on black discard exile play. Especially with that goddamn Planeswalker. What's her name? Liliana. This is not the ideal start, but I'm kind of loving it, so I'm going to do it anyway. Like, a mono-black Liliana is just cruel. And the best I had against that was a black-white deck of my own, where one of the creatures gave me hexproof, so they couldn't target me with target player discards a card, target player sacrifices a creature, all of that stuff. That was the closest I came to having something good against mono-black fuck you decks. Yeah, start investing in that. Got a couple heavy hitter creatures, not really what I was looking to use, but I can try and get there. Oh, this is a dragon deck, okay. Didn't even look at what kind of deck it was, but it's a dragon deck. Okay. Let's pop that down. And let's get this on field already, but not invest into anything else. Hold this. Alright, let's see that big dragon card. You want to play your big dragon card now? It's time, isn't it? Now's the time. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Okay, that's only a 4 mana, but we'll still counter it. Just start shutting things down where I can. This is good. I can work with this. Yep, let's pop you on here. Thank you very much. And this is the only other choice of things to do. Start to buff it up. Because their commander has menace, I can't block with this 2/6, but that's fine. Out comes what dragon next? Probably something utterly horrifying. I'm expecting a dragon. There's the mana for it. Yep, it's dragon time. Oh god. Okay, 8 mana dragon. More than a little bit terrified. What did I counter? Oh, of course, it's a flying haste X-Dragon. Sure. Luckily, though, it's just a dragon, so like I can still shut that down. Here's my extra mana. Looking at how I'm going to cast all of this lot, I'm going to save that as a surprise defense against flyers. So for now, let's buff this up one. Investing into that. Gonna swing with my 3/7, which will apply 3 poison counters as a result of Death Touch and the 1 Toxin. And then we put this to sleep forever. We get them to a total of 4 poison, and we turn off their 7/7 flyer. This is going to give me a lot more time to survive. Or they could just immediately blow up Flynn. Yep, Finn, you're out. Finn. Why am I saying it so weird? It's Finn. Sorry, Finn. You did your best, but your time is up. But that still only removes my tapped creature. It doesn't give them any more defense, and it certainly doesn't put more on field. That just cost them. That's all that achieved, really. Which works for me. What is that? Whenever... Oh, it's the one I counted. Okay, whenever it becomes tapped, exile to 1 target card from the graveyard, put +1/+1 on this creature. Ow! Okay, that works. Ow, wasn't ready for that. There goes my hit points. Shit. And I can't cast 2 blockers. Actually, I can barely cast anything. I don't have the land. Fuck. Oh, that's a flyer. Okay. Whew. We do have something. It's a flyer. What are you holding priority for? You have 1 mana and 1 card. Alright. I have a thing. I don't know if it's a good one in this circumstance, but I have a thing, and it does have ward. But my opponent has 7 mana before even using their commander. I'm sat here on 4. Ew. And now the dragon spells are cheaper. Yeah, that's nice. Happy for you. He can still cast this, and it'll still come in as a haste. And because he can do that, I'm going to have too much to try and defend against. Because he can cast that for 3, plus all of his land 5, 8. It's another 7/7. Swing. Yeah, I can't kill that. He can swing with just that 1 dragon, and I'd either sack or take the hit. I'm going to take the hit. And he doesn't have trample. Blocking with my 4/6, I now have nothing left to defend with. So I'm better off taking the hit. It's nice of him to sacrifice that. Yep, that was wasteful. Thank you for the sack. I was scared about that staying on field. Now it's not staying on field. What did I miss? Oh, it gains indestructible. Okay, it's not sacked. I didn't even notice that I had that ability. Why? That's just not enough. That's just not enough. Yeah. Well, good game, I guess. Yeah. I can apply a poison counter. And I can't even afford to proliferate. My life points are too low. I can apply 2 poison. That's it. Yup. Good game. I'm out. That one just doesn't work. It wouldn't be so bad if he couldn't bring the dragons back from the dead, but he can, so yeah. Oops. And that Shivan Devastator, yeah, that was devastating. And yeah, that's that. I don't have an answer for that. Oh, man. I counted a dragon for what it was worth. I'm beginning to wonder if those... I like the idea of those big cards. Let's cancel out of this. I like the idea of those big cards because they feel like they're trying to get towards a win con, but again, I'm wondering if they're even achieving that. Maybe I just need to look at other big cards. I mean, they're not even that big. It's 5 and 4 mana. If I proliferate twice, it feels like a no-brainer. It's a flying 3/5 double proliferate. But this one's out. It's just not good enough. It's out. Let's have a look at the 4, 5, 6 and above creatures to replace it. Is there something big and beautiful that can replace that? I'm probably going to be wanting in this level of rarity. Hello, actually. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token as a copy of this creature. Cute. And would lead to a lot of card draw if I had double draw in the first place. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains rebound. Means at the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card from exile without paying its mana cost. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. I don't think I have a lot of instants though. 10. Okay, it's not nothing, but yeah. No violence, nope. When it attacks, target, blah, 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 gets flashback, nope. Whenever a creature control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. When it dies, with creature, it's card draw, but I don't know if that's really going the direction I want it to. Instant sorceries are cheaper, and I draw cards. Cute, but I'm not sure it's really going the direction I need it to. Spend life to cast blue spells. And whenever you cast a blue permanent, draw a card. I don't have a lot of blue permanents. That's the one we just removed. Wherever this enters or attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Again, another card engine, and not a terrible one. I did have this one in previously, but 5 mana for 4/4 at the hope of turning non-creature spellcasts into a potential draw card and scry. It just seemed too long to get anywhere. At this level of cost, I need it to be something that actually slams home. We did just encounter this on the opponent's side, and it was a little scary to see. Death Touch Haste Ward. And a weird ward at that. During my turn, creature I control have Hexproof. Each creature I control its toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. It's a weird one. How much of an effect does that have for me? If I go through my creatures here. So that would be buffed. It'll be a 2/2. Anything with the prosthetic injector would be buffed, because I'd give 2 to its power as well, its toughness. Throbbing Bird, no effect. Armor Scrap Gorger, effect until at full power. Branch Blight Stalker, no effect. Canker Bloom, no effect. Fin, 3 instead of 1, but it's still Death Touch. Tender Wild Guide, no effect. Chrome Hose, buffed. There's a few that would be buffed. No effect. Buffed. 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 And then the Commander, no effect. Okay, so it's 50-50 in terms of effectiveness there. But I don't know if that's really mattering. Hexproof is nice, but only during my turn. Mill 3 cards, return a land card from graveyard to battlefield tapped. This gives me ramp. Activate abilities of lands, cost 1 less. Not really focused on that. Land creatures, +1/+1. Not focused on that. So most of that card doesn't actually help me. Food tokens, don't care. Has flash as long as you control a desert. So, rarely. And can search for a desert. Yeah, no. What we got over here? Backup 1, trample when this creature deals combat damage to a player in battle. Look at many cards from top of your library. May reveal, put into hand, put rest on at bottom. Nah. Enters with 4 oil counters on it. Oil counters can be proliferated. Has trample as long as it has 2 or fewer. Otherwise it has hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove 1. Then if it has no oil counter, sacrifice it. I don't like that. That's 2 at risk of just running out and perishing. This is just pure ramp. If this is tapped at the beginning of next main phase, put permanents onto battlefield. Cute, but I'm not built for that. No. Look at the top card anytime. Cast creatures from top of library. Cast spend mana of any type to cast creature spells. Cute, but not that interesting. Trade Worm, can't be countered. Trample Haste. Delirium, return it from graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter if there's 4 more card types among my graveyard and only as a sorcery. I'm not focusing on the card types for Delirium that much. Trample Haste is nice, but it doesn't lean into anything WinCon. Again, doesn't lean into WinCon. As long as you control 10 or more lands, that's not happening very often. Whenever this or another creature control toughness created parrots enters, look at top card library. If it's land, put it on battlefield. Otherwise, put it in my hand. I'd need to lean into it. This is just a hard to cast 10/10. No thank you. Enters with so many counters, and we can double them. Potential WinCon attempt, but not really the direction I'm wanting to go. This one. When it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library, put a creature and or land from among them onto the battlefield, rest on the bottom. When it dies, return it transformed, which is a land. Now, this one is of interest to me in general. It's just such a nice card. Its ability to force the opponent to have to think about sacrificing creatures to slow me down is a big deal. And it is returnable. It's a way to generate yet more ramp. It's a way to generate the ability to put cards onto the field without investing in the sheer cost of them. Specifically creature cards. Downside is, I don't have a lot of creature cards. So it's nice, but I'm not sure if it's the right nice. This is potential ramp and then big creature. Nah, I just don't really care for, I'll be honest. Creature buff. Don't care. Whenever you cast a creature spell, do one of these things. Doesn't really matter enough to me. Can't be countered. Trample. Can't be target of non-green spells your opponent controls, or abilities from non-green sources your opponent controls. During your turn, it's also indestructible. Okay, well, that one's hard to remove. I would basically have to be forced to sacrifice it or face green. But beyond that, it doesn't seem to do something for me. Vorinclex is a funny one in the first place. When it enters, reveal 2 forest cards and put them in my hand. When I get to 8 mana, I can transform and do other stuff, Miltel cards, put more creatures down, buff them, and eventually fight stuff. I'm not really ramping hard enough for that to be valid. Other creatures in control of trample. Cute, but not really the direction I'm going. Plant Hydra. Domain! Whenever it deals combat damage, put X 1/1s, where X is number of base land types. I'm not going Domain. This is cute, but not for this setup. Cute, but not for this setup. When a creature you control deals combat damage, put some counters onto it. No, it's nice. It's really genuinely nice. I just don't think it leans into the decks I'm using. That's a problem. Nurse Rex? Yeah, this is looking about the best one. It's 7 mana, which is damn hard to cast. But when I do cast it, it's uncounterable, trample, haste, toxic, and it's a big boy. Plus ward, so hard to just target remove as well. You have to invest into removing that. I think that might be the right one. To be honest with you, I think that might just be the right one. There is in the more expensive multicolor cards as well, but I just don't think that matters too much. This can put out counters and double up counters, but it's a 4 mana to get started. And again, doesn't lean into the direction we're going. This is duplicating triggered effects, but we're not going off triggered effects for that to matter. I could go for Cobra after all, 7 mana, out it comes and start laughing, but that's just, yeah. Most of this is just a different archetype of deck. I think it does point towards Tyrannix Rex being the right one here. Let's pop it in, let's craft it. How many wilds do I have? Oh, not many. Okay, well, let's do it anyway. Why not? And now let's not see this card for the next game or two, because that's what we got time for. Come on. Let's see if we can make this work. I'm going to put more focus into potential ramps where I can get them. See if I can get this to power up. Who knows what could happen now? Who knows? Not me, that's for certain. Yeah. Opening hand Tyrannix. I would like it to turn up just a little bit later so I can play the rest of my hand first. What are you there, you green-blue? What do you do? When it or another creature you control enters, return up to one target creature you control with less than mana value to its owner's hand. Frogs you have are ramp for creatures. Okay. Manageable. I know what that does. So he's cycling his creatures, he's going to have lots of ETB effects, he's going to want things in his hand, so me bouncing to his hand for creatures isn't really that great. I want to bounce non-creatures or the creatures that activate the entire setup. Got it. And he's got himself a Phyrexian Fox as a companion. How cute. I see. We're waiting a little bit for something. There we go. Okay, you know what? This is workable. 2 mana into ramp, into 3 mana and stuff. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, that over there is a Vulpaphiler. There you go. The Phyrexian artifact creature. Okay, he's surveilling for his first land drop. I'm going to scry. Yes, removal of creatures. Good idea. Let's keep that. I've actually got a pretty decent mana base at the moment, so I'm gonna, instead of going into the ramp, I'm gonna go into the Toxin. Because it also has a lot more power behind it to allow me to use Infectious Bite. Now that's an option on field. Alright, frogs are starting to load up. Let's see, which frog do you go for first? That is not a frog. Okay. Well, that's in my way, and I don't like it being in my way, so... Get out of my way. And get poisoned. We're off to a good start. And I just denied him a pretty shiny creature. Yep, that was the right play. I'm happy with that. If I had another removal card, that would be a nice game. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I don't have a lot of removal cards. Or bounces. And bounce I can work with too. Bounce is going to cost him mana. Let's see. That is no bouncing on that, so... Let's go. You. Activate. Pop down this. And now, with no further action apparent to him, let's just swing at his face. Do we trade? Because he's going to be wondering, what card am I about to cast? Yep. Psych out the player, get the extra poison, and then put this down. We got them halfway to death already. They haven't even hit us. Which is concerning me. Okay, this enters Manifest Dread. So he's looking at the top two cards, pick one of them, that becomes a 2/2 creature. And he can turn it up later if it is a creature underneath for its mana cost. And whenever he flips something up, it becomes +1/+1 as well. Okay, that's fine. I can work with that. I'm hoping it's not a flyer, but if it is a flyer, well, I'll probably lose my Tainted Observer in discovering that. Oh, we're about to find out what it is. It is not a flyer. But it is getting big quickly. Okay. In response to all of that... we are in a little bit of a pickle here. So yeah, let's start by swinging straight into him. See what comes of that, actually. Everything attack. I'm happy to lose the Branch Blight if I can take out one of his creatures. I'm going to lose that lethal ability very shortly, so... This is the last chance to swing with it, really. Excellent. So my creature that's running out of value is gone, and his creature that's gaining value is also gone. That works for me. As a result, I can now pop this down for Surveil, see what we got upcoming. I can shut him down. That works out for me, actually. We'll leave that to enter in. Have this creature come in. And take the opportunity to also proliferate. Put another poison on him. Thinking about it, I probably should have done the Scrap Gorger, but whatever. Yeah, if I'd done the Scrap Gorger, I'd have more mana next turn as well. That would have been more sensible. What is that? That is other creature you control have trample. Whenever a non-token enters, put +1/+1 on it. It gains haste till end of turn. Okay, well, that's a bit of work. That does a bit of work. I could shut that one down with the Stasis Field instead. Let's start by just getting that poisoning, go over the top of him. Bap. There we go. Scrap Gorger. Yeah, Scrap Gorger. Ends with that, proliferate. Get him to 9. Just like that. Pop down this. And, oh yeah, I can just do that. I just realised we got a win con. Duh. Yeah. So he got greedy trying to keep his commander alive rather than killing this when it was attacking. And that allowed me to get that early toxin onto him. That was straight up greed from his part. He should not have let this come through. From his perspective, he probably should have figured immediately on seeing that creature was in play that I was going to go for a toxin approach, especially with a proliferate commander. So letting that toxin come in was just opening himself up to taking more hurt. And then, yeah, I just got to apply enough toxin. He didn't have a way to stop me by that point. There we go. That actually felt like I tried to win and succeeded. It didn't feel like my opponent lacked options. They just were greedy in the way they wanted to run their options. They could have countered it. They chose to play for themselves rather than against me. And it cost them. Sweet. One more. We'll do one more. Now I don't feel like this deck is a complete waste of space. It's just merely C tier. Let's give it one more go. Only one? Only one, Queen. Only one. I lack sufficient inspiration on my dashboard. You know, we're just nowhere near any sub-goals or what have you. I haven't even said a sub-goal, I'll be honest. It's a Variety Friday. I know, you get the one extra. Chandra Flame Shaper, mono red, 7 mana cast cost. Exile top 3 cards in your library, choose one you may play that card this turn. Create tokens, copy of target creature control, except it has haste, and sacrifice at the end. And Chandra's -4, deal 8 damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. Christ, that's some work. So we need to kill my opponent before they can make that happen. Let's do this. That is a relatively quick start, and this can shut down the commander. Excellent, keep this. Cool, they do nothing on first turn as red. I am happy with that. Have a forest. Second turn as red. They're going for the ramp. Okay. Let's start by getting out my threats. I can hold this until later on, because if they burn up cards that deal damage or destroy artifacts, well then they don't have the card anymore, and my artifacts are safer. So I'm going to hold that one until it's about time that they could bring out the commander. I'll need to keep track of that. We're already at 4 mana. 7 mana the commander comes out. It's 7 I want to deny them it. Now I can deny them some ramp here. If I keep my creature alive... Looking good. They've got 2 mana left to play with though. And they don't. They've just not used 2 mana. Dear God, okay. Land down. They have got something they're holding on to. They don't kill the creature, so I get the poison onto them. This is good. Now my proliferate matters. So now, I'm actually going to destroy this artifact, take out some of their ramp. They clearly are intending to ramp as much as possible, so let's just deny it. Bring them down a peg. Looks like they weren't ready for that one. They didn't like that too much. This is good. Playful shove. Okay, yeah. Either they're digging for cards or they want to combo kill this. It's combo kill. That's fine. They spent an entire turn and all of their mana just killing that. Whatever a source deals non-combat may exile that many cards. Okay, yeah, that's supposed to work with the commander. I will prevent the commander from working. So that's good. Let's go with... Let's get this one down. Yeah. And then next turn I'm going to go Commander. What I mean from the title? So the last time I tried doing this deck on stream is when my internet was exceptionally terrible and it just crashed out and lost. Like, the whole stream just died and I had to cancel the stream. Right, I could try trading 4-4 for 4-4 here, and I'm quite happy to do that. Is my opponent happy to do that? Or do I explore first? If I explore first, I'm more likely to actually land the hit. Let's explore. That's cute, but no thank you. Give me something better. Ooh, I'm going to take that. Alright. Swing. Yep, we get to hit him, we get the toxin, we get to proliferate, we get to buff my creature, and now let's shut down their commander. Because they are close enough that I don't want to risk it. Oh, Trumpeting Carnosaur, do not like that. But Chandra Hope's Beacon or Chandra Flameshaper, let's see. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it, you may choose new targets for the copy. I don't like that either. Shit. Okay, yeah, I was going to take out their commander, but this Chandra is more dangerous. Because it's also slightly cheaper. Yeah, it's 6 to their 7. Chandra, Hope's Beacon, denied. Now they have a dud card in hand. Trumpeting Carnosaur comes out. That was going to happen. It leads into a 2/2 artifact creature golem. That's fine. That leads into ramp. So they could still end up getting out their commander rather than what I've attempted to block here, which is a little sad, but it's fine. This is 7/7. I could try just storming into them. I can turn this into a 7/9. So I'm going to do that. How much are they willing to sacrifice? To stop this from hitting them in the face. I mean, they have enough, but I'm going to swing anyway. Yep, they are going to go for it. Oh, they put them all in. Oh, okay. So I can either leave the Trumpeting Carnosaur alive and kill this and this, or I just go for the Carnosaur. I'm going to say... this feels like the more dangerous. Because as much as I can remove those two creatures, this will then just be a 7-hitter every turn. Whereas I've got stuff that can handle these ones, but not that. So let's take out that one. There we are. We do lose the Contaminator, but we still got the Prosthetic Injector. If I get 1 mana, I can immediately apply it to something like a Guthel as well. Oh, here's this Chandra out. Not a fan of that. Yep. Have some land, please. He's at 8. They've got a card draw cycle. Okay. That's not land! Where's my land? Fuck! Okay. Yeah, let's get the blocker down. It isn't great. But this does also multiply my, what do you call it? Proliferates. They're probably going to just destroy it with their commander. Which is a good thing. If they're doing that, they're not doing other stuff. But yeah, I would have liked to have more land here so I could actually get some stuff done. I am really, really struggling. Ah, they've got the Rubber Chandra out. Now they're going to discover it can do nothing. Yeah, hi there! I said no to your Rubber Chandra. You're not allowed to use that one. Okay. It's done something for us. Yep. Yeah, that still destroys that. I know. But you can't use your other Planeswalker. Not allowed. You're going to have to find a way to remove that artifact. Bollocks. Well, that's game. I don't think I'm coming back from this. I have 4 mana, and they now have everything unrestricted. It barely did. It didn't stop them for a single turn. Come on! It didn't stop them for one turn, and I get slow land. Alright then. Yeah, it's been fun. GG. I'll just put a creature down and watch it do nothing. Good game. Go ahead and obliterate me. You have basically double my mana, as well as all of the power. Okay, now you have double my mana. Go on. Find your win con. It's got to be in there somewhere. You're down to one card, but surely you're at a win con by now. Oh, it's a fucking lightning strike. You could have shot me in the face. Oh, he's still going to shoot me in the face. No, fair enough then. Fair enough. Yep, copy. Creature dead. He swings. He deals 8 damage. Yep, he wins. Akanadin. 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 However you're supposed to pronounce that. You win. Alright, cool. I don't think the crime host is good enough. Content and a loss, pretty please. Are you going to tip the stream queen? Gift subs? Anything? Or are you just demanding more for free? Demanding I change my mind. I'm taking out the crime host. I want it to be successful. This entire stream, it's not been successful. This entire stream, it has not been successful at what its aim is to achieve. So I'm removing that. Is there any more proliferate of anything of any kind that is worthwhile in here? Maybe. I mean, there's a counter, but it's not that great. Reach, sack it, proliferate. There's a reason it's a common. That's already in there. That's already in there. That's... When it enters, you may look at the top 4 cards of your library, may reveal a land among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, proliferate. It's only once and not amazing. And I've got most of the rest of it, at least of what I own. Is there anything I don't own? This one. When it enters, if I pay 2 more, proliferate. That's... oh, it's toxic. Cheers, Bite, for the 2 bits. Cheers, Ali, for the 3 bits. Ah, there's nothing in that side of stuff. Anything in the toxic? No. 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 I could go this one, which is also a Phyrexian mana generator. So I could do that. Just ends up feeling too weak, to be honest. Just ends up feeling too weak. What about an equipment? What equipment do I possibly have access to that might be worth the effort here? Try and maybe keep these creatures alive, make them more effective. There is Lava Spur Boots, which is creature has +1, +0, haste, and ward 1. Or the more exotic variant, which is Swiftfoot Boots. 2 mana, and then equip 1, hexproof haste. I don't need the haste, really. It's not that amazing, but the hexproof is pretty nice. There's this, which has protection from red and green. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top 2 cards of their of my library. May play those cards this turn. There's the Sword of Once and Future. Has protection blue-black. That is the biggest ways of removing it. It's just a lot of investment to get those online. Creature gets +1/+1 vigilance and reach. That would deal with the flyers that I do tend to struggle with a little bit. It would allow me to attack with things while still be able to block with them. But it's not a lot of power overall. First strike during my turn. We already have this one. Equipped creature has Death Touch and Lifelink equip 2. That could give me some more health back. It can work in with, where is he? Finn here, because creatures with Death Touch apply additional poison. Quite a bit of it. Problem is, it's firstly equipped 2, secondly, doesn't do anything to actually protect the creature, it just makes it more threatening. And I don't know if that really works for me. You downloaded MTG, it wants you to go Black Red Rats. Yeah, fair enough. No. Cryptic Coat, but that doesn't target a creature, that just attaches to something cloaked, which isn't always great anyway. I'm not sure any of this really achieves what I'm looking for. Not really. I suppose the other thing I could look for would be an aura that might be helpful. So there is combat research. Enchant creature. Creature has card draw on dealing combat damage to a player. And if it's legendary, it gets +1/+1 and ward 1. How many of my creatures are legendary? Obviously there's the commander. But not you. You're a big one I'd want to protect anyway. Not you. Not you. Not you. You are. No. The majority of these are going to be a no. That one is. That one isn't, surprisingly. No. I'm trying to be inspired, I'll be honest, Orange Tree. I'm trying to be inspired. I've taken out the Chrome Host Seed Shark. I'm trying to see what else might be of worth to me, all told. Not great enough. there is Audacity. Creature gets +2, has trample, and gives card draw when it dies. I don't need the extra damage on these creatures, do I? Then these things start to get a bit expensive what they achieve. That's cute, but no. No, Aura's not the answer. I'm going back to the equipments. Let's have a look. This one looks nice to me. Be able to give a creature hexproof and haste. The haste isn't as big. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not as big. But the hexproof, be able to prevent targeted assaults against it, is definitely a positive. Problem is, I don't know how much that achieves. Is there an equipment I can get that gives flying in this lot? Not a lot. There's this one. Yeah, this is basically this. So this one. Quick creature gets +1/+0 and has flying. 2 to put down and then 2 to equip. That's a lot. Just for flying. I don't think there's going to be an answer that's ideal in here, because otherwise I would already have it in the deck. Yeah, were it so easy, I'd already be using it. Crypt creature has +2, first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. Bloody hell, that's 3/3 to get it going. It is LER. It is. And that's the problem with a poison deck, is that it doesn't interact with a lot of other features. So you just kind of have to deal with it. Leyline Axe. Oh wow, an equipment leyline. That's different. That is certainly different. Yeah, this is gambling on being against red and or green. If I'm facing anything else, black, blue, and white, the sword is near pointless. The +2/+2 is still nice, and the extra land once is a thing. I'm leaning towards this one. Being able to turn any given creature into a Death Touch and Lifelink means, at worst, for 2 mana, I have a blocker turns into removal. At worst. It can also generate life for me, and let's face it, me running out of life is how I lose. So, not having that happen is a good thing. And it's only 1 mana to pop it down, so if it's in my opening hand, it's just there straight away, turn 1, unless I really, really needed to play a tap land. It can just kind of slot out with a bit of spare mana. I'm going to put it in there and just kind of see how it feels. But for now, I am definitely done trying to make this UG deck work. I'm definitely done with that one for today. So, I do hope you've enjoyed the stream. As this is a Variety Friday, we're not going to raid out of here. We are just going to wrap up. So, thank you very much for joining me today. We've managed to go the entire stream with apparently no internet issues. I know that should be a minimum expectation, but hey, I'm celebrating it. I'll be back on Sunday with some more Warframe. And in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.